DGS. And you guys are like, wait a minute. That's not Dave. We're expecting Dave.
Uh-oh.
Well, Dave was expecting Dave. We do have Rachel back. Welcome back, Rach.
I'm back. Thanks.
Andrew's here. Of course, obviously, I'm here. So, update on Dave real quick, and then I want to hear about Washington, D.C.
Ooh, okay.
Dave is out today. So you guys might remember if you were watching on the stream last week or if you're listening to the show, he was talking about a little bump that was growing under his ear on the side of his face. And apparently it was enough of a pain in the butt over the weekend that he went to the doc this morning. The doc said, oh, guess what? You need to go have that removed. So Dave had a minor dermatological thing today, and he's just chilling because I'm sure it was painful. I'm sure it'd be uncomfortable to wear headphones because of where it was and do all that. And he's on pain meds or whatever. But Dave's taking the day. He's fine. He should be in tomorrow, I would imagine. Although I shouldn't say that because you never know. If it's that annoying, it sounds awful.
It does. But here's the thing. Wheels, this is why I'm a terrible person. I love, all of that stuff when it's like, oh, you have to have something taken care of.
We were joking about last week. We're like, Rach should be here. She's the Dr. Pimple Popper watcher.
I should have been here. I think Dave's a champ and he's super nice about it, but I have probably been overstepping because I'm like, well, what? I'm asking specific questions, and he's like, yes, they did do that, and I'm like, I wish I could have seen it.
I've seen this.
I was hoping there would be a video. I want to see a video really bad because I also love that stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. Pretty great. Well, not great for Dave, and I'm sure he's chilling and trying to get past it because it had to be. The way he didn't describe it very detailed, but I'm sure he will when he comes back. It sounded bad. It sounded like it was uncomfortable and painful.
Very painful.
I mean, there are a lot of nerves, by your ear and around the face. So hopefully it'll be just an easy recovery for his purposes, and we'll get him back here when all of that is said and done. But that's why Dave's out. But Rach is back.
I'm back.
DC.
Yeah, DC
Did you storm
was awesome.
the Capitol?
I walked up to the Capitol politely. Yeah, I was a little bummed because they're on recess because I was like, what if I see someone? What if I see someone that a lawmaker that I know? But nobody was really there. I did see someone else when I went to the tennis tournament, but I'll get to that in a second.
All right.
DC is awesome, you guys. I love that city. I can't wait to go back. So we went for 4 nights. I probably could have done 3 nights on this trip, but wanted to do 4 because there was so much that we wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because I thought maybe this is the only time I'll go. But no, I will definitely be going back. First of all, they have a great public transit system.
Yep.
Incredible. We took the metro from the airport to basically the hotel.
Okay.
Walked everywhere. It's obviously very walkable.
Yep.
When we went to the DC Open on Tuesday, we actually took a public bus.
Okay.
And had to walk a little while after that. But it was just really nice that they have such accessible, nice public buses to where that was the most natural thing to do. Went and saw all the big things. Well, I tried to see the White House. That was actually the first thing I tried to do.
You sent us a picture. Describe tried.
Well, the White House right now, the grounds are surrounded by maybe a 6-foot tall fence, maybe 6.5 feet tall. But not just a fence, because you could see through a fence. You could still see what's going on.
No, it's a privacy fence.
It's a privacy fence. They had a black cloth over it, too. I was so infuriated by this.
Yeah.
I should be able to look and see the White House.
Yeah.
I get it if it's from a quarter of a mile away, but at least I can still see it. But I couldn't see it. There was one spot where a ton of tourists were gathered around trying to catch a glimpse of the White House. And then they're doing construction on that anyway. So you're not even seeing the White House. You're seeing a tapestry with a picture of the White House.
Come on.
It made me really angry, actually.
That's annoying.
It just felt wrong. It's this should be for everyone.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be something that I have to donate a certain amount of money in order to have access. I should be able to see this from the dang sidewalk.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Lincoln Memorial. That was incredible to go and see that. But the reflecting pool is surrounded by a fence, a privacy fence. And then when you get to the top of the Lincoln Memorial and look down, there's no water in it because of all the drama that's been going on there. So that was a bit of a disappointment because it was such a beautiful view. And I just kept saying to Kurt, imagine if this pool had water in it.
Man.
Imagine how beautiful the view would be then.
Imagine if it hadn't been shoddy workmanship that caused all these problems. And by the way, I don't know if anybody caught it, but I guess did it happen Friday or over the weekend that the Department of Justice finally kind of acknowledged, there was no vandalism.
Yeah, Janine Pirro this weekend, I think, said, I can't press forward with these charges because
there's
evidence.
no evidence of it,
Yeah.
and it's impossible to think that damage was caused by someone wading into the middle of the pool and cutting it. It was always
silly.
nonsense. It was always BS. Everybody that understood anything about that situation knew it was just not done well.
Well,
And of course, it was also driven over by essentially a tank.
right. So that was a disappointment. Those two things were disappointments, but the rest of the trip was incredible. I gotta say, if you go to DC, definitely go to the MLK Memorial.
Yeah.
That was breathtakingly beautiful. I was not expecting it to be as great as it was. But yeah, just walking around the mall is very, very nice. We got great weather. It was not nearly as hot in DC as it was in St. Louis last week.
Good.
And then on Tuesday we went to the DC Open, which is a women's and men's tennis event. So they have WTA and ATP matches going on. Got to see a lot of people who I really enjoy watching in person. First thing I saw when I walked in.
You got to hit some with. Did you get to hit someone?
No.
Because you saw practice. Did you jump out there?
I tried to climb the fence and Kurt told me to behave myself. No, the first thing we did when we walked in was walked up to this little practice court, and Naomi Osaka was 15 feet away from me warming up. I love her. She was kind of my gateway to tennis.
Yeah.
So that was a really cool moment, and I was like, this is already worth the money. This was already worth the trip. Just seeing this.
Were you like, if you need some help, I'm right here.
Yeah. Let me know, Naomi. If you want to practice
I'll
against
be here.
someone
Just
who's
wave.
not good at all.
If you want to feel really good about your game.
Yeah. But she did really well this tournament. She
Yeah.
made it to the semifinals. I saw Venus Williams practicing right as I was walking out, so that was really neat.
Nice.
Very close to her as well.
That is a legend.
Oh, absolutely. And she's so tall. Just being close to her, it's that. It was just so weird seeing someone who I've seen on television a million times in my entire life. Seeing her right there was really cool. But there was one more cameo, one more guest appearance at the DC Open. As we're walking out, we're leaving. They were kind of letting you leave using the players' entrance, which was cool. DC Open is a great tournament. They have a couple of things they need to work out as far as running the tournament, but it's very intimate. You get very close to the players, and I think it's a great bang for your buck if you're a tennis fan. So we're leaving via the players' entrance. And they won't let us leave. They said, we need you to step to the side. We need you to step to the side. So I'm like, well, we're in D.C. Something's about to happen. Someone's about to come in. And I'm thinking, who could it be? And up walks Dr. Oz.
Oh.
And as soon as he appeared, I said, oh my gosh, it's Dr. Oz. Super loud. And as he walked by, Kurt goes, what's up, Doc? Dr. Oz goes, how's it going, guys?
Did he do it like Bugs Bunny? What's up, Doc?
He was definitely being very tongue-in-cheek.
That's funny as hell.
But when I tell you my adrenaline was pumping after meeting Dr. Oz, it was crazy.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, it was neat. But it was a great trip. Got to go to DC, got to do the public transit, one of my favorite parts, got to see some great tennis, got to see a member of the administration.
Yeah. Very good.
Interesting trip.
Did you guys do any local food places, anything cool like that?
Man,
did you go to Ben's Chili Bowl?
I did not go to Ben's Chili Bowl. I went to this wine bar. It was called Pop Fizz.
Okay.
And they had a chef friend of Kurt's, Blake, does yakitori, which is grilled chicken, Japanese style barbecue chicken. And that was an incredible, incredible meal. We also went to an izakaya that was owned by someone who used to have a restaurant in St. Louis. So that was super cool. I ate so much on this trip. So much good food.
That's what vacations are for.
I know. But I came back.
That's why you do it.
I'm feeling large and in charge.
That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. That's what vacations are for.
It was really, really, really good
Drink
trip.
and be merry.
We were very merry. It was an awesome time.
That's cool. That's very cool. We're glad to have you back.
Thank you, Wheels.
And obviously, we got a lot to do today, man. So it's obviously trade deadline day in Major League Baseball. So the Cardinals are expected to be active today. Assuming they are, we're going to have all of it covered for you here. So a reminder for everybody that 4 o'clock hour today is going to be an early edition of Redbird Rush Hour. So Matt Pauley, Bernie Miklasz will join. We'll just do a full hour, which would normally be our Redbird Rush Hour. We don't have that today because the Cardinals are on the East Coast. So it's a 6 o'clock, 6:05 game in New York against the Yankees. Pregame's going to start just after the 5 o'clock news. So we bumped Redbird Rush Hour an hour earlier so we can have like our full trade deadline reaction. And by the way, the deadline is 5 o'clock Central Time. So there could still be things that squeak through at the very end that we don't get to cover.
Wow,
because a lot of times there are things that happen right before the deadline and they don't get announced until after. But in that case, Matt Pauley's got Cardinals pregame, and then we're right into the game. So if anything happens like after that final bell, we have it here because we've got Cardinals baseball. So
nice.
Starting at 4 o'clock, our 4 o'clock hour here will be Redbird Rush Hour for today because of the trade deadline. That was going to include Dave. Well, Dave's out today.
Man, he's got to be kicking himself.
It was going to be.
It was going to be his dream come true.
I know. He always wants to be on that, and he would have been today. It'd have been the four of us hanging out talking about whatever the Cardinals do. There are some rumors out there about the Cardinals, but nothing specific and no hard evidence reports. But if they happen, we will break in. Bernie's available to us. Matt Pauley is available to us. Tom Ackerman. So whatever happens, we will have it covered for you throughout the course of the day here on DGS.
Bill, you're an old politician.
Yup, sure am.
So you know the old-timers warned that someone trying to sell you a pig in a poke was a con man.
Well, sure.
Well, no offense, Tom, but your Politicians Amendment 5 is a pig in a poke, allowing politicians to raise our taxes without a vote of the people. And the Politicians Amendment 4 takes away our power to do anything about it. Well, let's look at what's really inside 4 and 5.
Oh, don't do that.
5 hits hardest seniors and those struggling financially with new taxes on services like doctor visits, in-home care, and rent. Sales taxes could more than triple. For up to 80% of Missourians, it's a tax hike. And Amendment 4 ends majority rule, effectively ending our power to stop corrupt and out-of-control politicians.
Slick plan, huh?
No, Tom, 4 and 5 are schemes that hurt citizens and transfer our power and our money to politicians and lobbyists. That's why I'm voting no on the Politicians Amendments 4 and 5, paid for by Missourians for Fair Government.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
If you're listening to KMOX, I bet you're a baseball fan. So if you've got a feeling about who's going to hit a home run today, don't just sit on it. FanDuel wants you to call your shot with Daily Dingers. All you have to do is make your pick on who's hitting a home run. And if you're right, you get a profit boost to use on your next bet for a shot at bigger winnings. Now, when your favorite slugger hits that walk-off, you're going to feel like a winner, too. Daily Dingers on FanDuel, free to play, and you can lock in a pick every day of the MLB season. That's why FanDuel is the home for home runs. So are you ready to play your game? Check out Daily Dingers at FanDuel.com/Missouri. FanDuel.com/Missouri. Big hits can mean bigger winnings on FanDuel, an official partner of MLB. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, It means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, no, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Still here, still trusted. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
All right, it's DGS on a Monday. Dave out today. We think back tomorrow, a minor dermatological procedure today, which is why he's out. It's sounded pretty painful. And it's right by the ear, so headphones are going to be a problem. So Dave's just taking a day to kind of recover from that because that happened all like out of nowhere this morning.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he probably saw it coming because he said this thing got worse. If you guys were listening to the show Friday, you heard his description of a little bump, I guess you could say, at the base of the earlobe, right around there. Went to the doctor today. They said, hey, guess what? You're going to the surgery center to have that removed right now. And he's like, okay. And so he's just taking the day. So I'm assuming back tomorrow or Wednesday, one of those 2 days. We're following trade deadline stuff in Major League Baseball. A lot of action so far, but nothing yet with the Cardinals today. I would be floored if nothing happens. It might be even closer to the deadline because a lot of times that's just when stuff happens. And that's 5 o'clock Central Time today. You guys like this about anything, Rach, Andrew? Like, I'm literally sitting here. I am the meme of the cat pounding the keyboard. I am the meme that's the refresh button getting pushed over and over and over again. It's literally every minute or two I'm refreshing because I don't want to miss anything. I want to be on top of it. Is anything like that for you guys? Is there a day, maybe, Rach, a tennis tournament, something along those lines?
Well, honestly, yesterday was supposed to be the men's and women's singles final for this tournament I was just at, and they both got rained out. But the tournament was doing like a really bad job of communicating this, so I'm like checking Twitter every 2 seconds. I did feel a little obsessed after a certain point.
Nope, I just refreshed again.
What about you, Andrew?
You don't have anything like this?
What was the question?
Do you ever like?
Do you ever just?
I thought you were talking about Kevin being a meme.
No, well, I was, but that's the question. Do you like? Because it's the trade deadline, so I'm literally like refreshing Twitter every minute. Is there anything that makes you do that? Like you go to social media, go to Twitter, and you're like refresh because you're dying to see whatever it is that's going to happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, in particular during whenever, so like Summer Games Fest, or like the Game Awards, where they make lots of where there's like lots of announcements coming very quickly, or any of that. I never watch those things live. I'm usually not in a position to watch them live. I'm usually out doing something, or I'm at work or whatever. Right. So there's a lot of constantly refreshing, Twitter or whatever it is to excited to see what the next
whatever the new trailer was that was released, the big piece of news, the big drop. This is one of those days, and there are a few of these days in the year for sports guys. Like it's all of the trade deadlines. Hockey, basketball, football, baseball. Those are all big draws like that. Other than that, well, I guess maybe the beginning of free agency can be that way too in some cases because things are happening fast and furious. But if you just hear this, that's me. I'm searching for stuff. But it has been quiet on the Cardinal front so far today, and they're expected to be moving some guys. The most common names that are discussed are the guys that are heading to free agency. So Dustin May, Jojo Romero, who's on the injured list, which is a little bit of a complicating factor, but not something you can't overcome. That's Ryan Stanek would be another one of those. John Paul Morosi from MLB Network tweeted earlier that there's a lot of interest in Alec Burleson. That doesn't mean the Cardinals are interested in trading him.
Okay.
That means other teams are calling the Cardinals to ask about them. And, of course, if you're the Cardinals, you got to listen to everybody. You got to listen to everybody about everybody that's not named Weatherholt or Walker. And I'm assuming that's what they're going to do. So if there's stuff that happens, and I'm assuming there will be, it's just a question of how big. We'll be talking about it here on KMOX throughout the day.
You've heard the commercials, seen the signs on the lawns. They can mean only one thing. The Missouri primary election happens this Tuesday. Vote, then stay with KMOX News throughout the day for election updates, what's happening in the key primary races, and what you need to know. Wednesday morning, Total Information AM will have results and reaction. The Missouri primary election. We've got it covered on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Steve Ellman leads St. Charles County. Ellman has fought for smart growth and moratoriums on apartments and data centers. Ellman doubled our parks, increased our conservation land, and helped create 50,000 new jobs. Ellman has built hundreds of miles of new roads. Ellman prioritized law enforcement and put officers in schools, making our county safest in the region. And Steve Ellman eliminated the county's real and now personal property taxes. While Steve Ellman leads, Bill Eigel misleads. Eigel promised to cut your property taxes for 8 years, but never did. Instead, he didn't pay his own taxes. Eigel was rebuked by President Trump's lawyer for misleading and scamming donors to pay for his campaigns. Eigel said he's against data centers, but he never voted to regulate data center abuses, but did vote to give tax dollars to benefit the company behind the St. Charles data center.
Paid for by the committee to elect Steve Ellman, Michael Summer Jr., treasurer.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize! Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Here's Dave Murray's weather forecast.
Our up and down summer continues, and this afternoon, it's pretty good for St. Louis this time of year in early August. Lots of sunshine and nice. 84 for the high. We can still deal with the humidity levels. Tonight, clear, nice. 70s, upper 70s for evening plans, 66 for the low. Tuesday, sunny. It's a little warmer, but still not too bad. 89 degrees, 69 Tuesday night, Wednesday, sunny, and 91. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Giddy up! Cardinal Cowboy here. Summer heat can put your garage door to the test. Stay ahead of the game with a Renner Garage Door Summer Tune-Up. Plus, score a free repair or replacement quote and $100 off a new garage door. Forward and back.
RENNER. There's a saying, it takes a group of good men to build a barn, and only one to tear it down. Well, a few Jeff City politicians are at it again, tearing things down with Amendment 5 and Amendment 4. No on 5 and 4. 5 takes our money with higher sales taxes, higher taxes on gas, guns, and groceries, a sales tax hike on rent and diesel, seed and feed. 4 takes away our constitutional right to vote and go around the establishment politicians and to stop higher taxes. Takes away our safety valve, a vote of the people to stop or reverse a dumb idea like the everything tax. I'm a no. A heck no. No. No on Amendment 5. No on Amendment 4. No on both 4 and 5. paid for by no on the everything tax.
Things in Washington, D.C. may seem unsettled at times by their lack of progress, but one department in the U.S. government is progressing. That is the IRS. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. The IRS is in full function to collect on unpaid taxes. If you've been putting off a tax problem, it's time to call the Lance Story Law Firm and get it resolved. Don't think the government is too busy to focus on my issues. Too many of my clients thought the same. So if you owe back taxes or haven't filed returns in years, it's time to call the Lance Story Law Firm and finally resolve your tax issues. Remember, if you have tax problems, you have legal problems. Call the Lance Story Law Firm. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Or call 314-260-6120 or visit LanceStoryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Today, the Cards, the Yankees.
Cameron Total Access 510. First pitch 6:05.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
All right, it's Monday on DGS. We pulled off a trade. We traded Dave for Rachel.
I'm back. The entire audience goes, "Can you trade back?"
Dave will be back. Don't worry. We'll have the whole team in a very short amount of time. Dave's off today. Rach is back, and it's Razor's Edge. What's up? What do you got on your mind? You must have. Are you like? I know Dave's like this. I know I'm like this. When you've had time off, do you come back with like, I've got 8 million things I want to talk about, or is it more like, oh man, I got to find stuff? Because when I go on vacation, I check out.
Yeah.
But the last day I start thinking about it and I start getting all these ideas.
I mean, I definitely had a moment this morning when I was like, time to sit down and like do some hardcore show prep. But no, this vacation I was definitely pretty checked out. I think if I'm off and I'm at home and I'm just doing a lot of then I come across a lot of things. Mostly I just want to talk to you guys about DC. There is one more thing I want to talk about.
Let's do it.
So I guess it was Sunday night. We had the yakitori, like I told you guys about.
Mm-hmm.
It was wonderful. And then we had like a 30-minute walk back to the hotel, which, man, DC is the area of DC that we were in was like a really cool, it was like a cross between Lafayette Square and Central West End here in St. Louis. Like the houses kind of reminded me of Lafayette Square, but then there were little businesses everywhere, little coffee shops. It was nice, just cool vibes. I enjoyed it a lot. But we're walking. We come across a little park. And outside the little park is one of those standalone public bathrooms.
Oh?
Like you see them in like New York and Tokyo and stuff.
Not a porta-john.
Not a porta-john.
And not a full building.
Not a full building. It's like a single bathroom. That you're able to enter by you scan your phone and just say like, hey, I'm not going to use this to kill someone, or I guess they use it to track you. So you have
an app, I guess?
It's not even an app.
No.
You just scan and then they send you a text with like, I feel like they might have sent me a code and I typed in the code and that's how I was able to enter.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I had a couple of drinks when I was in this bathroom, so I don't know for 100%. But I was like, oh, this is perfect. We were about to have an emergency, so I'm going to use this crazy public bathroom and just see what it's like. And it was so nice.
Really?
Yeah, I went in and it was like beautiful wallpaper, and they had like free hygiene products for women. Like if you're having an emergency there, they just had it for you for free. It was decently clean, and I think they're able to accomplish that by the fact that you do scan in. So there's some sort of record of who's going in and out of this bathroom. It's not just like anyone can go in and then trash it or use it for whatever. Like there might be a consequence to you messing up this bathroom in some way. But I just thought that was really cool.
So is it? So I'm looking at some pictures of them online. Is it like the square box one with a little bit of blue? Or is it look more like almost like a train station type entrance?
It was like a box.
Okay.
It was just like a little shack.
Yeah. I'm seeing a look at them. They look great.
It was neat.
Why don't more places have that? I get it for DC especially because it's a heavy tourist area.
Yes.
And a lot of businesses don't want you just coming in to use their bathrooms. You know, they're going to want you, if you're going to do that, they go, well, you got to buy something, buy some, whether it's a restaurant or whatever. I'm surprised there aren't more of those things just in bigger touristy areas.
Yeah, I agree. I would think the hang up there is just who pays to maintain it.
Yeah.
So like, who's going to bear that
But you do have a
burden?
tourism thing if you're in a tourism area, right?
And bringing up the tourism thing, Wheels, I'm glad you did that because the whole time I'm in DC as a city resident here in St. Louis, the whole time I'm comparing and contrasting, and I'm saying to myself, like, what is it that they have that we don't? And with DC, it's just this city that it just feels like it continues to expand. It continues to continual growth. We obviously don't have that in St. Louis. Like, we're shrinking. We're having huge problems there. DC does have the benefit of this built-in tourism
all
aspect.
the monuments and
people from all over the world were looking at those monuments. It makes you ask yourself, like, well, if I'm here from like a foreign country, like this, I don't know. I don't know that I would want to go see the Lincoln Memorial, but a lot of people did.
I mean, it was so like. Do you guys do that? You guys have done that, I would assume, in trips to Japan where you've seen some historical things that are not really. Because I know when we were in Italy, we did all those things in Rome and all that. I know in Paris we did similar things, although not necessarily to government buildings.
Yeah, I think that's where I have the little bit of or just having a hard time understanding because I've never gone to like a government building in Japan. I went to like their national museum, which I guess is kind of weird, but there was a bunch of cool stuff to check out that wasn't like specific to only people who speak Japanese or something.
Right.
But yeah, it was like, I'm not saying like don't go. I just thought like, oh, that's so interesting that there are so many foreign tourists who are drawn to this.
Yeah.
And I mean, like every day that I was going and looking at stuff, there were hundreds of other people doing the same thing. We just don't have anything like that in St. Louis. Like, we have the Arch, and the Arch is cool. The Arch grounds are beautiful, but it's the kind of thing you kind of go once. You're not going to plan a week-long vacation around going to the Arch and the surrounding park.
And as cool as it is, like we were at the art museum this weekend for one of the exhibits about the Emperor Trajan, Roman Emperor Trajan, because Susan wanted to see it. We like history stuff like that. That stuff was really cool. And there are, it just reminds you, Forest Park is really cool. The museums are really cool. But, and again, this is not a knock on the St. Louis ones because they're awesome. The St. Louis Zoo is awesome. Forest Park is amazing. The museums are amazing. But they have museums in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Right? They have zoos in a lot of places. You can grade them and rank them, and maybe they're better, maybe they're worse. That's not really the point. It's just not unique to us. Although the things about them are unique. The concept of those existing is not unique. There's no special, like, all right, I'm from Chicago as an example. I'm going to go there for this. Well, you have those up there. They're different. They're going to have different, exhibits. They're going to have different things that are their strengths, things along those lines. But I can still do a similar thing in another place.
And Wheels, I thought of what you've said a million times while I was in D.C., which is like, we need something here that we don't have. We need something unique. And then there's something that keeps county people out in the county, and that's the fact that there's plenty of fun things to do in the county. Like you've just brought up on so many occasions. There's not like that one thing that draws you downtown. In Washington, D.C., they have amazing bars. They have amazing restaurants, incredible museums, but they have this draw of this is our nation's capital. Like, that's why you want to go. Yeah. That's why you want to see everything. And we're able to build up around that. In St. Louis, we have to find our foothold. And I guess we've just never really found that. Or maybe we had it at one point and we lost it.
I don't know.
But what could it be? Like, what could it be that we could do in downtown St. Louis that would make us unique? Could we bring back steamboats and do steamboat rides down the river? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. We could take all this.
That's not terrible.
We could take all this empty space that we have downtown in the buildings and turn it into the world's largest metropolitan paintball battle area.
Parking lot. Oh,
we could have it like almost like we're doing Call of Duty or whatever. You can do that with paintball in some of these empty buildings. It's a hard thing.
It is.
It's a hard thing, because it would take a massive investment, whether it's a sports team, a new arena, a theme park, but like Six Flags is right down the road. Like, how much are you going to do with that? I don't know. That's really a challenge. And I guess that your best bet is to just build up the business infrastructure back if you can. Get more businesses, corporations so that more people are working downtown, and then maybe more people are living downtown, and then that can help you. Mm-hmm. But I don't know that there's like an automatic, 1, 2, 3 path to follow to get it done.
Yeah, you're so right. I don't think there is, because even though I'm talking as if it's like we just need our foothold, we just need our one thing. You're absolutely right. It isn't one thing. That's the mess we're in. It's like 15 things that we're gonna have to start doing better, and it's gonna have to be a holistic, like all around approach to saving our city. We do unfortunately meet with I feel like there are a lot of people in the area who have like an interest in keeping downtown an unhospitable place. Like they want the narrative that downtown St. Louis is terrible and no one should ever go there and it's so unsafe because for whatever reason it makes them feel special, important, they benefit from it. I'm not going to say downtown St. Louis doesn't have problems. Of course it does. We're doing a whole segment, dedicated to trying to figure out those problems and fix those problems. But I think as we try to fix those problems, we're also being dragged down by that local narrative of like, well, I'm not going to the city. I don't want to do that for any reason.
Yeah.
And that is a challenge to overcome as well.
Well, I mean, you guys know the root of all of that is just waging political battles.
Yeah.
It's
so sad.
And it's not uncommon. It's not just a St. Louis thing, but it's kind of one of the things that ruins day-to-day life in modern times is that we can't even agree that, hey, you know what we need to do? We need to take maybe take the biggest economic hub in this half of the state and get it going again so that everybody who lives in the area benefits from it. No, we got to make everything about political battles and, instead of focusing on the ideas that are local, mm-hmm. we're still doing big national political things in our fights because pissing people off and scaring people makes them vote. So that's what gets rewarded in politics. Mm-hmm. And that's why we end up with those situations, which makes it hard to do things. Because how can you cooperate with the enemy?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to, compromise and make deals if the other side's trying to ruin the country? And both sides play that game. Mm-hmm. It's the other side's going to be the end of the country if they win. Well, how are you supposed to bargain with that?
Yeah.
And the reality is nobody's the threat to the country is that dynamic.
Yeah.
That's the threat. Not Republicans, not Democrats, but the idea that both are being told all the time this other side is going to ruin your life.
They hate America.
Yes. It's
That's
the end of this or it's the end of that. And again, the perspective is just about whether or not the message is coming from the left or the right.
Yeah, man, fastest way to lose my interest and lose my respect as a pundit, talk show host, whatever. If you're like, they hate it. They hate America. They want to destroy America. Like, for what? For what reason? That's just like such a silly thing to say, that an American hates America.
Yeah.
It's just loser behavior. I'm tired of it.
Well, so I guess maybe that's our one thing in St. Louis. And not the city, the region, the area. If we could get past national politics and get past identity politics, then maybe there could be a solution if you could get two groups of people to think together, work together, and not have to fight those battles.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the step. And how likely is that sound to you? How likely does that sound to anyone listening?
Yeah.
That we're gonna put down our weapons. We're gonna stop worrying about the next election and the next election and the next election and start actually worrying about things that could make the region better.
I know.
Like, how do we stop worrying about, again, all of this other stuff? I mean, again, I'm not saying those differences don't exist. Of course they do. But they're holding back real life, like, issues. You want to have more revenue to spend on things. Well, you got to get things working. How do you do that? That means you got to work together.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a regional thing, not a city thing.
And I'm not saying D.C. is the perfect town.
Oh, no.
No. I'm sure they have plenty of problems.
Every city has problems. That's the way of the world. We all get it.
But yeah, it's like going to your cousin's house and being like, Mom, they get to have ice cream every night. Like, why can't we do, like, we're doing two separate things here. But it's good to go away and kind of compare and contrast.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just got me thinking more about what we have going on here and what changes we could potentially make.
Every step matters. That's why Steve All and the entire team at the All Financial Group have signed up to walk and fundraise for the St. Jude Walk on September 12th. St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital is leading the way the world understands, treats, and defeats childhood cancer. And here's what makes them truly remarkable. Families never receive a bill from St. Jude, so parents can focus on one thing, and one thing only, their child. We want you to be a part of this. You can join our team and walk with us on September 12th or simply make a donation. And here's the good news. Steve will personally match every dollar you give up to $1,000. To donate or to register to walk with the All Financial Group, visit steveall.com. That's steveaul.com. Or call 636-230-8824 for more information. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, a registered investment advisor. All Financial Group LLC is not affiliated with St. Jude's Research Hospital and does not accept or collect donations on their behalf.
The 3-2 pitch with the runner going a swing.
Ready to elevate your game? Join the MBA Sportscasters Forum on Tuesday, September 15th in St. Louis. Learn from Cardinals beat reporters, broadcasters, and Hall of Famer John Rooney as they break down play-by-play, reporting, interviewing, and covering the game. Then cap off the day with the Cardinals versus Giants at Busch Stadium. Step into the booth, sharpen your skills. Go to KMOX.com/events for details and registration.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
It's 1:49. This time check is sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Can you believe politicians nearly doubled state spending since 2019? Yeah, that's twice the rate of inflation.
What do we get for all that extra spending? Nothing.
Yeah, and get this, over 200 loopholes are buried in our tax code, written by lobbyists for wealthy corporations.
Our tax code is rigged against us.
We get taxed on our paycheck, our home, everything we buy.
I guess somebody's got to pay for all that spending.
That's why we need Amendment 5. It puts politicians on a leash.
Forces them to cut taxes and control spending, whether they like it or not.
Amendment 5 closes the loopholes, eliminates income taxes, cuts property taxes, and gives $3,000 a year to average working families.
We decide, not the politicians.
Amendment 5 is the biggest tax cut in Missouri history.
I'm voting yes on Amendment 5. Paid for by Missouri Promise PAC. Mark Ellinger, Treasurer.
You've pictured it, the garage door that finally makes your home look the way you want it to. And now get $500 back on a qualifying garage door with the Overhead Door Home Refresh Rebate. Qualifying purchase must be made by September 13th. Let Overhead Door Company of St. Louis upgrade your curb appeal and get you up to $500 back. Schedule a free estimate at overheaddoorsstlouis.com. Select models. Rebate paid as a Visa prepaid gift card. Restrictions apply. See website for full terms.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
All right, coming up on 2 o'clock here on KMOX, it's Major League Baseball trade deadline day, and the Cardinals are expected to be active between now and the 5 o'clock Central Time deadline, but nothing yet. Just a couple of rumors. There was a report a little bit ago from John Heyman that the Cardinals are getting calls on both Lars Nootbaar and Alec Burleson from teams seeking left-handed bats, and that doesn't mean that they're going to move those guys. It doesn't mean that the Cardinals are the ones that are instigating those calls, but we'll see. We got 3 hours to go. If and when something happens, we've got it covered for you here. And then from 4 until 5 o'clock today, we will be doing early edition of the Redbird Rush Hour leading into Cardinals baseball.
I have a question for you, Wheels.
Sure.
How privy are you to how those phone calls might go?
Like the trade calls?
Yeah.
From my understanding, they're all different and based on the personality of each individual, I guess each individual that's in charge of baseball operations. So like John Mozeliak is now in Anaheim. He's running the Angels, and he's going crazy on trades. But I mean, these guys they all know each other.
Okay.
You can see, though, that there are lots of connections where some teams make a lot of deals with other specific teams. So like last winter, Chaim Bloom made a couple of really big deals with the Red Sox. Well, he had been with the Red Sox. He knows the people there. He knew the prospects that were there because he helped draft a lot of them. So a lot of times when you're looking for connections, you can look for those types of things.
Interesting.
Or if one place, like, for example, Anaheim, has a person who knows people in another place, say St. Louis, that could lead to a connection being made in a conversation. So it's a little bit of like, who are you tight with? Maybe who worked with you before and is now in another place. And it can also just be as simple as, hey, we have a really big need. You have what we need. Here's what we're willing to give you. We agree. Yay, we got a deal.
Are there any like known feuds or like, oh, that guy will never talk to head of operations on that team?
Yeah, but I think it's more, that's probably a little bit kept quieter.
Right.
Because who wants to advertise that? Who would want it to be known that they don't get along with another decision maker?
I can't do my job.
Well, not just that, but it also would limit, like another team would then say, well, we know he's not talking to them, so maybe it's only us. So like,
Gotcha.
they don't want, that's just more a competitive advantage type thing. But yeah, that exists. Of course there is. Teams, there are kind of, it's funny because there are a bunch of ways where that can exist, right? You have two people who see things completely differently. They value players completely differently, but for that reason, they just can never agree on anything. Sometimes it's also bad if you see things exact same way. Like, we value the same things, well, then we don't want to give them up. It can be a little bit of an interesting dance in that regard.
So when you say value a player in a different way, like to you, what are kind of some of the major philosophies that people attribute to valuing a player? Like, oh, okay, I don't even know how to start there, but you do.
So some people value specific physical traits, as an example. It can be, hey, this team really likes guys that throw fast. And, like, for example, look at the Cardinals this past offseason. They were like, you know what we need to do? We need to add a lot of power arms. We need people that throw hard because we don't have enough of those. So that would be an example of a thing that a particular group would like. Or they like the under the hood things, like what's the spin rate on the fastball? How well does he spin the breaking ball? Like there are specific traits that some evaluators like more than others. Some people value power for a hitter more than contact ability. Others see it the other way. Like those would be examples, but there's literally a million ways. Like, how much do they love a player's personality? Like, they want a certain personality type. Like, there are millions of ways. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it varies with every team. Every team, if you had like 10 different categories and there were sliding scales for all 10, that's how you can come up with the variables of ways that teams evaluate players.
And historically, how would you say like a typical Cardinals player is going to fall under? Like, because I don't know, it doesn't feel like we are really big on personality. We have some big personalities over the years, but it doesn't seem like something St. Louis is like gone for.
Yeah, I mean, it's changed a little bit because look, they were always viewed as a bit of an older school style team, but that was also because it fit the personality of your core players that you already had. So typically, a team's personality is going to take on what the core players are like. So you think of those core players for all those years. Yadier Molina, Adam Wainwright, Albert Pujols, Chris Carpenter, Matt Carpenter. That was a pretty straightforward personality group. Now, Waino likes to have more fun. He's a little bit more outgoing, but the other guys are a little quieter, a little more reserved, and a lot of times the team will take that on. And now you look at it, the core players are younger guys who are a little more excitable, a little more demonstrative on the field. That's just basically how it works.
Nice.
Not 100%, but that's typically how it is.
Registered lobbyist Mike Deering is not the kind of guy you want in the state Senate.
Did you say he was a registered lobbyist?
Sure did. When conservatives like Tricia Burns tried to pass a bill to take back the 300,000 acres in Missouri allowed to be controlled by China, lobbyist Mike Deering testified against it. When conservatives like Tricia Burns fought alongside Missouri cattlemen to require foreign beef to be labeled, lobbyist Mike Deering testified against that too. While conservatives like Tricia Burns are fighting to protect your farmland from being paid paved over by data centers, lobbyist Mike Deering described Google's Montgomery County hyperscale data center as a
very positive thing.
Deering also endorsed liberal Democrat Chris Koster for governor and openly mocked President Trump. Registered lobbyist Mike Deering, anti-Trump, pro-Democrat, bought out by foreign ag interest, and in love with data centers. Take down data center Deering on August 4th. Vote America First conservative warrior Tricia Burns for state senate.
Paid for by Mo Constitutional Conservative Council PAC, Scott Lady Treasurer.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you wash that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, nope, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Sniff the difference.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Breaking news. Missouri will vote on Amendment 4 this August. Right now, a ballot measure passes in Missouri if it gets a majority of votes statewide. Amendment 4 would permanently end that. If Amendment 4 passes, it would rewrite the Missouri Constitution. So instead of using the total statewide vote to decide if something is approved, a measure would need to win a majority of votes separately in each of Missouri's 8 congressional districts in order to pass. So one district could veto the will of most Missourians. That means with Amendment 4, just 5% of voters could overrule what the majority of Missouri citizens want. Opponents of Amendment 4 say it undermines the sacred principle of one person, one vote, and takes away the people's power, giving it to politicians and special interests instead. Protect majority rule. Vote no on Amendment 4. Paid for by Protect Majority Rule Missouri, Mike Pridmore, Treasurer.
You've heard the commercials, seen the signs on the lawns. They can mean only one thing. The Missouri primary election happens this Tuesday. Vote, then stay with KMOX News throughout the day for election updates, what's happening in the key primary races, and what you need to know. Wednesday morning, Total Information AM will have results and reaction. The Missouri primary election. We've got it covered on 104.1 FM KMOX.
All right, guys, it's MLB trade deadline today. Keep it locked to the DGS. Kevin Wheeler is going to be covering it for you. Bernie Miklasz and Matt Pauley join us at 4 p.m.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, we've got sunshine. Right now, 84 degrees downtown at the Arch. She was buying slushies for her 5 kids when she was shot and killed by a stray bullet late June. Now 3 men are in custody, but could there be more?
Maybe we will all stand together, pray together, strive together, so that we can have better testimony.
A prayer circle around the family of Shaquilla Martin, including her oldest son, as they fight back tears. Ferguson Chief of Police Troy Doyle was light on details about what led up to the moment Martin was killed in the parking lot of a BP gas station on South Florissant and Woodstock. Could more arrests be coming?
There could be more arrests possible in connection with this.
Charged thus far are 21-year-old Marcus Evans, 19-year-old Jontez Young, and 21-year-old Kyle Farmer. Each face murder in the second and assault charges, amongst others. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
The end of the temp tag in Missouri is on the horizon. Trish Vincent with the Department of Revenue says their fusion system should be ready by February to have people pay their taxes at the dealership. But what about people who didn't bother paying personal property tax on their last vehicle and just drove around with expired tags?
They will give you a 15-day interim permit. But we're going to track those. Right now, we can't really track the temporary tags because of our system, but we're going to be tracking those. And those folks that have not paid the personal property will have to go into a license office to complete their transaction.
Otherwise, at the dealership, you'll get a temp permit with plates mailed to your home within a few weeks. Vincent was a guest with KMOX's Chris and Amy. It's trade deadline day. Let's go to Matt Pauley for the latest.
Michael, it's been a busy trade deadline day across Major League Baseball so far. Nothing, though, to report when it comes to the St. Louis Cardinals. We do widely expect pitcher Dustin May to be traded today. Also, the expectation would be that players like JoJo Romero and Ryan Stanek are likely to be moved. And even players like Lars Nootbaar, Alec Burleson, Ivan Herrera, Matthew Liberatore, Andre Palante, and Riley O'Brien are likely to come up in conversations that Cardinals President of Baseball Operations Chaim Bloom is having with other baseball executives across the country. As soon as anything breaks with the Cardinals, we will let you know. We also have a full 1 hour show from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock leading right into the trade deadline. Cardinals are expected to be active, but so far, nothing to report. Matt Pauley, KMOX Sports.
A St. Louis holiday tradition returns to Enterprise Center on Thanksgiving Eve, Wednesday, November 25th. The annual Budweiser Guns and Hoses boxing event.
Do we have some fights?
The night features local police officers and firefighters going head-to-head in 3-round bouts, raising millions for the Backstoppers since 1987 to support the families of fallen first responders. The Dow from Stiefel is up 680 points to 53,165. We've got some debris, 370 east at 94 in the left lane. Some road work on 44 going west at Jefferson. That's in the middle lane. And we've also got a crash on 70 going east at First Capitol Drive in the left lane.
Our up and down summer continues, and this afternoon it's pretty good for St. Louis this time of year in early August. Lots of sunshine and nice. 84 for the high. We can still deal with the humidity levels. Tonight, clear, nice, 70s, upper 70s for evening plans, 66 for the low. Tuesday, sunny. It's a little warmer, but still not too bad. 89 degrees, 69 Tuesday night, Wednesday, sunny, and 91. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
We've got some clouds. It is 84 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Why pay full insurance when you can customize and save? Switch to Liberty Mutual and they'll customize your auto and home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, 2:05 on DGS. Dave is taking the day. Nothing major going on. If you guys remember Friday, had a little, I guess you could say, the skin thing, a little bump that was developing next to in the earlobe, and he was showing it on the stream and talking about it. It was
man, I got to go back and watch it.
It was annoying and painful, and it got worse over the weekend. Went to Doc this morning. Doc's like, you're going to get that removed right now. So that happened today. It's a minor thing. He's fine, but I'm sure he's in pain. It sounded terrible, so I'll let him describe it when he comes back. But that's why Dave's not here today. Could be back tomorrow. I'm assuming he's going to want to be back as soon as he can. But Rach is back.
I'm
so
back.
we're almost whole. Andrew obviously here. I'm here as well. It's trade deadline day. We're monitoring everything with the Cards right now. It's quiet. Nothing new on that front. The newest thing, I guess you could say, are some reports from national baseball writers that teams are asking about Alec Burleson and Lars Nootbaar. But that doesn't mean the Cardinals are interested in trading someone like Alec Burleson. But if it happens, because something will happen, it's just a question of how much. We'll be all over it because Matt Pauley's in the building. Bernie is online, so Bernie will be joining us. And in the 4 o'clock hour today, instead of DGS, we're going to do an early edition of Redbird Rush Hour. So that's the last hour leading up to the trade deadline. The trade deadline's 5 o'clock Central. And then at 5 o'clock, we've got Cardinals pregame. And then just after 6 o'clock, we've got the Cardinals and the Yankees. So we've got you covered. If anything happens with the team today, you're going to hear about it either with us on DGS, during our 1 hour Redbird Rush Hour, during Cardinals pregame, or during the Cardinals game itself. In fact, that happened on Friday with another team. Tarek Skubal is one of the best pitchers in baseball for people that aren't nerds like me. He got traded during a game from the Tigers to the Dodgers, and it was like the broadcast team was like, well, we don't know what we can say because it's not official. But like if something happens today, it will be official by the Cardinals game time. So John and Rick and the guys can take care of it if the news breaks after 5 o'clock, because it could. Sometimes there's stuff that straggles in at the deadline and comes in.
Now,
Go ahead.
People were quite unhappy about that Tariq Skubal thing, correct?
Some people were. Yeah, I mean, a lot of fans are just because it's the Dodgers. Like,
Yeah.
they're mad that the Dodgers keep getting more of the best players in baseball, and it's understandable. It's because the system is stupid and needs to get fixed, but like that one trade doesn't really change anything with the labor dispute or anything like that.
It doesn't, because that was what a lot of the chatter was.
Yeah, I know.
That this is going to intensify the labor disputes the contract or the financial side of it.
It's pissing off fans, but that doesn't change anything. This lockout was going to happen before the trade. The lockout was going to happen before this season even started. The fact that there is an expiring CBA almost guarantees a lockout. So all the people that make noise about things like that, like, oh, this is going to be what tips it over. No, it's not. It was going to happen. It was a lock to happen a year ago. Nothing's changed. I do understand people's annoyance with it, but don't make it more than it is. It's not changing anything on any scale. Rach, you brought something up during the break I want to bring up, because we were just talking off the air about a new TikTok trend. And it's loosely related to sports, but I'll connect it to that in a sense. But I thought it was interesting. I know it's done as a gag, right? This is not being done seriously, but it's an interesting trend.
It's basically like preparing my loved one for bullies. So people will do it with, like, a lot of times it's maybe an older sibling with their younger sibling, and it's like, hey, you're going into middle school
what you
next
need to
year.
know.
Yeah, so I'm going to bully you.
Right.
And what you need to do is you need to fight back against my bullying in real time. So we'll just kind of see how your reactions
like
are
practice.
going. Yeah, and they're very funny because people either get like emotional and they say dumb stuff, or they're really good at handling it. And it's cute and it's funny. And I saw one this weekend of a very sweet little boy whose big sister was trying him, and she goes, "You suck at baseball." And he goes, "I don't care. I always try my best." And I just thought it was so sweet and cute and like the perfect thing to say, because like, hey, he doesn't need your approval. He always tries his best. But that got wheels to thinking about like bullying in sports in general.
Look, there's a difference between normal, like casual, silly bullying and then like the real thing. The real thing, there's no you just need to be able to understand that person's terrible. They're not right. You're fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously, bring in the adults when that stuff is happening. But then there's the other more like trash talky kind of like pushing you around, like testing you, like you said. It sure helps to play sports, I can tell you that, because you get a lot. You build in a lot of comebacks. You take a lot of heat, and then you give it out too. And I know that there are, like, my world is sports, but I know that dynamic exists in all kinds of ways. Where when you're with a group of people a lot, you do tend to mess with each other, and you build up a little bit thicker skin. You build up the ability to defend yourself a little bit, like you're talking about with this. And by no means is that protection against like real, serious, hardcore like bullying when it comes to violence and pushing people around. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the day-to-day. Like, you got to toughen up a little bit, because let's be real. As you move up, as you get out into the world, it can be tough.
Mm-hmm.
And you do need to handle people that are pushy and jerky. And you need to be nice when you're treated nice. But I think it's important to understand, the older you get, that there are not always going to be people out there that are looking to be your friend.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that it's a humorous way of doing it, though, to have fun with it. And maybe it's like, I joked that it's like doing a workout. It's like lifting a little bit of weights before you're going to play sports. It's a little training in advance and kind of build that muscle so you have that instinct.
It is really funny to see the way people react, though. Because I saw a girl was doing it to her dad, and he was like, all the comments were like, he is going to be fine. Like, he was just hitting back so hard. Should we do this at some point? Should we do this to each other?
Oh, my God.
Sure.
It's a little hard to do and make sure that it's also safe for air.
That's true. Well, because here's the thing: is a lot of people, they do get very emotional and they'll start cussing.
Well, not just
like,
right. It's not even that, but it can also be subject matter, because in those worlds, like, nothing's off limits.
Right.
Like, literally nothing about you is off limits when it goes that way. And it can get personal and it can get mean. And that's what I mean. Like, you got to understand the people you're with, right? If they're your friends and it gets personal, I mean, they're kidding.
Mm-hmm.
It's when it's happening from people you don't know well, and you're like, what's happening here and why is it happening? We could do. Should we record it like off the
maybe
air?
we
Like
should
do it
like
during lunch?
Yeah, maybe we should do that when Dave gets
Do it as a
back
reel or
tomorrow.
something?
Yeah, we'll do it as a reel.
It does seem a little risky.
It is.
It's risky to do on the air.
In terms of, just in terms of the world of hurt feelings.
Yes, well, that, and also, you never know who can be, like, that's another thing. Like, in a locker room, you kind of understand the dynamic and who's offended and who's not, but also they know when they know you're not actually being serious about those things. But a person that doesn't know you doesn't know that.
Right.
So something that might not be intended to be terrible sounds terrible when it gets outside the loop, outside the circle of trust.
I think we could keep it between the rings.
Probably.
The fact that we have to say probably, though, means we should probably record it first and not do it live.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that was a bad idea I had.
No, it's not. It's a good idea. It's just, there are, FCC laws and rules and regulations that you probably want to pay attention to.
Very true.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun.
I was thinking it would be fun to, I would gladly be the one getting bullied. I'm happy to try to come up with retorts in real time. But I thought you would be the funniest, Wheels, because I feel like you would have something ready.
Well, this is it's what we do to him anyway.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Well,
it's
because
cool.
what are we
It's
going to
got
say?
diminishing returns.
Yeah, like,
if you just want to make it
loud.
like I can be the target, that's okay, because I'm not going to be upset.
That's true.
Yeah, but what if he gets a good one on us? I don't want that.
You don't want the verbal haymaker coming from the top rope.
If he hits me back with a good one, I'm going to be really unhappy with that.
Here I come with the people's elbow. Oh! Man, you do build up thick skin in those scenarios. It's got to be the same, though. I mean, it had to be like that in band, right?
Yeah.
My kid was not in the band. She was in the color guard, but I know how they talk to each other.
Were they like, your tuba isn't even shining?
It was so much meaner than that.
Yeah,
it was like down to the
Your
core.
clarinet's reeds are clearly cracked because you're squeaking all over the place.
It was more like it would be like you're too ugly to be in band, and it's like,
that's a horrible thing to say.
I'm too ugly for that. I mean, what am I supposed to do?
Oh man, so yeah, that confirms
this was the place I could go.
It confirms my theory that you get because I'm talking mostly to like teenagers. You get any people that age in a group together where they're together a lot, like every day, and they have that familiarity. It's gonna get mean. It just is. It's not saying that it's always good mean. Sometimes we know people cross the line.
Yeah.
And the line is crossed when you're obviously picking on people and, truly like pushing them into a corner as opposed to like, that's my friend and I'm teasing my friend. Those are very different things. And I get it. It's a complicated thing to sort out if you're an outside observer, right? Because if you're not in the group, you don't understand the dynamic. There were things said in the clubhouses and locker rooms that I was in, especially in college, that if outside people heard them, they would be like, should we call the authorities? Because this is really bad. Like, but it didn't mean anything to anybody in there. It was a joke, and everybody got the joke. Yeah, I'm not sure it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's like super healthy or anything like that. I'm just saying that's the reality of it. I'm sure somebody's listening like, that's just toxic behavior.
You're just being mean.
All right, well, we all survived. And we're all still friends 30 years later, so...
What if Wheels just goes home and he's actually super affected by all of it?
This is the biggest con in
This is the mask he puts on.
That's Ranji's theory. Ranji's theory is that Kevin is deeply hurt by all of it.
Yeah.
And he just refuses to let it show.
Yeah, Ranji's theory is dead wrong. Sorry, buddy. I mean, I know you mean well. Some of us
It's okay, he doesn't.
Some of us just aren't soft. It's just that way it is.
Ooh,
that was a shot.
fired.
See?
He's listening right now.
That's
like,
the mild
well, no, he's
version
not.
right
but
there.
If he was, he'd be like, "What did I do?"
Nothing. That's just the mild
See, this
version.
is what I'm worried about.
See? And that's only like a 1% escalation. If we really wanted to escalate, that was a good demonstration, though. It's a good way to kind of demonstrate how it goes. It just keeps escalating. That would be the first little one. And then Raj would escalate beyond that. And then so would I. And then so would he. And so on it goes until we finally run out of gas. At some point, you'll run out of gas.
The best versions of these to me are when people are like, they say the mean thing, and then the person's like, okay. Like, they don't even say anything back. Like, that's actually the best way to be, because it's like, I don't even care that you're being mean. You're such a loser. It doesn't even affect me.
Joel on the stream said, you guys could do the opposite and just aggressively compliment each other. We did that once.
Who wants to see that?
Didn't we do that once? Oh, yeah, you brought it up, Rach. You said, like, let's all say something nice to each other. That was good. It was a good segment.
I felt like everybody else hated it.
No, it was a good segment.
Oh, we should do that again.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
we can do that.
When Dave comes back, we're going to insult each other, and then we're going to
be
compliment
nice.
each other.
Tell you guys about my friend Dr. Matt Bays at Bays Sports Medicine. As I always say, he's in a niche business, so he's missing out on a lot of business as a doctor because people go to him with colds and flus and things like that. He's also not a surgeon, but he's a sports medicine doctor. Really, really good. I've been to him. Phoebe's been to him. He did about 10 years of regenerative medicine, which are the stem cell injections. He's a big believer in that. He has good reason to. He's taking care of thousands and thousands of patients. So if you or someone in your family is injured and it's one of those tweener injuries, like, I don't know if this is go to a surgeon or maybe the ER, go see Matt. He'll know exactly what to do. If you have a chronic pain, maybe it's from an injury, maybe it's I don't know. My back just won't stop hurting. My hips, every time I sit down for longer than 10 minutes, that's what you go for. 636-735-3003 or Bays, which is BAYES, BaysSportsMed.com.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Lockridge, and I'm the host of a new podcast from Odyssey called Family Lore. In this podcast, I'm going to have people on to tell unusual and sometimes far-fetched stories about their families.
I've heard my whole life that she invented the margarita.
And then we're going to investigate those stories and find out how much of it is true.
He gets a patent 1 month before the Wright brothers. Oh my God.
Please follow and listen to Family Lore, an Odyssey podcast, available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your shows.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, no, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Bill, you're an old politician.
Yup, sure am.
So you know the old-timers warned that someone trying to sell you a pig in a poke was a con man.
Well, sure.
Well, no offense, Tom, but your Politicians Amendment 5 is a pig in a poke, allowing politicians to raise our taxes without a vote of the people. And the Politicians Amendment 4 takes away our power to do anything about it. Well, let's look at what's really inside 4 and 5.
Oh, don't do that.
5 hits hardest seniors and those struggling financially with new taxes on services like doctor visits, in-home care, and rent. Sales taxes could more than triple. For up to 80% of Missourians, it's a tax hike. And Amendment 4 ends majority rule, effectively ending our power to stop corrupt and out-of-control politicians.
Slick plan, huh?
No, Tom. 4 and 5 are schemes that hurt citizens and transfer our power and our money to politicians and lobbyists. That's why I'm voting no on the Politicians Amendments 4 and 5, paid for by Missourians for Fair Government.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study.
Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Congress doesn't need more politicians. For nearly 30 years, Joan Von Dross dedicated her life to helping students learn, grow, and succeed. Now she's running for Congress to fight for lower healthcare costs, stronger public schools, and a more affordable future for Missouri families. Teachers solve problems. Politicians play politics.
I'm Joan Von Dross, Democrat from Missouri CD2, and I approve this message. Vote for me on August 4th.
Paid for by Von Dross for Congress.
Built on a century. Focused on today. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
All right, back in on DGS. Dave is out today, and he's missing out too, man, because we're doing this trade deadline blowout today, and coming up at 4 o'clock, we'll do an early edition of the Redbird Rush Hour. So that'll be me and Bernie and Matt Pauley kicking it around. Matt Pauley's in studio now because we have some breaking news, Mr. Pauley.
That's breaking news.
Yeah, that's pretty awful. Don't do that.
Oh, yeah.
It's really low.
Yeah. But we have some breaking news involving the Cardinals.
We do, and this is an interesting one. According to Ken Rosenthal, and this is all we know, we do not know any of the return yet, but the Cardinals are trading pitcher Dustin May and relief pitcher Jojo Romero to the Milwaukee Brewers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, really interesting on a number of levels. First of all, a lot of times interdivision trades aren't that common.
They're not.
But they're more common now, I think, than they were 10 years ago and before. I think it's becoming less of a thing. Like the Red Sox and Orioles just hooked up on a huge trade with Adley Rutschman going to Boston as part of the deal and a bunch of prospects going to Baltimore. But these are two rentals. So if you're looking at it from a Cardinals view, you're not giving the Brewers anything that's likely to hurt you in the future, which is the point of these divisional trades being a little bit less likely. Be interesting to see what the return is, though, because the Milwaukee Brewers would be the ones taking the risk of helping the Cardinals long term, but their goals are more short term.
Yeah, if you're Milwaukee, you're internally going to worry that some of these guys you're trading away are going to beat you later on. I don't think the Cardinals are worried about Dustin May and Jojo Romero this year because right now you're not beating the Brewers anyways, so that doesn't do anything to change that. It has been a struggle against them so far this year. I think groupthink has really taken over in Major League Baseball. And when that happens, you have less of a reluctance to trade with interdivision rivals because everybody's kind of thinking the same way. I know John Mozeliak did not like making interdivisional trades.
Right.
Something he was very strongly against. He made that move with the Pirates at the trade deadline when they got Quintana in 22. But, I mean, it was just something, and I'm sure every time like Johan Oviedo would pitch against the Cardinals, it was something that would bother him that it was going to go in the wrong direction. But, yeah, this is it's hard to comment on this not knowing what the return is yet.
Yeah.
But the fact that it is two players going to Milwaukee makes me feel like there could be an interesting piece coming back.
Yeah, and look, I take away all the division stuff and all that in this deal. Milwaukee's a team you want to deal with because Milwaukee has a phenomenal farm system, one of the best in Major League Baseball. And they might even have a major league piece in there as well.
Yeah.
That could be slid over. So that's why we can't really jump on too much of like good thing or bad thing at this point. But based on what we know, Milwaukee does have one of the best systems in baseball. They are really good at developing pitchers. And they're really good at picking athletes, people that are very athletic, who can run, who can do a little bit of everything. That's kind of they've been their model of player development, pitching and athletes, really. And it'll be interesting to see what the return is. We don't know it yet, but it's obviously a good thing. I just texted with Bernie, by the way. Bernie is going to jump on in his normal spot just after 2:30.
Oh, cool.
So hopefully we'll have the return. You're welcome to hang, by the way, Mr. Pauley. We could do one segment early of the Redbird Rush Hour if you want to hang out with us, but you do not have to because I know you got work to do. But overall, this is a little surprising that it's the Brewers, but not surprising at all those two are getting moved.
No, and when you're the Brewers and you've missed out on a bunch of other a ton of starting pitchers have already been moved, Kevin.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you're the Brewers and you've already missed out, that maybe makes you a little bit desperate. And let's not forget Chaim Bloom and Matt Arnold, the Brewers GM, President of Baseball Operations. They have Tampa Bay ties together, so they have a good relationship.
I have a quick question for Matt, if that's okay. Matt, you said that you feel like there's like a group think in baseball.
Yeah.
Are you referring to like among the fans, and then that makes Okay.
Among the executives.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Why do you feel that that's happening now?
They're all the Ivy League educated, look at things through a statistical model. And that's not bad. Like, they know the formula to win the most games and how baseball should be played for that.
I think it's a little bit bad.
Okay. Well, I think it's bad in the product. I don't think it's bad in the attempt to win games.
Good way to put it.
Yeah.
It's better for efficiency and trying to compete over time because you're doing things in a more logical way.
Right.
But you're an entertainment product. And I think a lot of front offices lose track of the idea that, you are supposed to be entertaining too.
Yeah, but that's not their job is to go win games.
Right.
No,
I get it. But trying to win is also entertaining. So by going and making deals as opposed to no, we're going to hoard all of our prospects. We can't trade that single A 18-year-old because maybe in 6 years he could be a bench player for us. Teams get a little crazy with that.
Agreed. If you're the Brewers, if you're a Brewers fan, I think you should rightfully be annoyed that Tarek Skubal is a member of the Dodgers when you could have easily sent the same level of prospect capital to the Tigers for Skubal.
All right, so the report from all over the place now. Ken Rosenthal and Will Salmon had it first, but it's everywhere now. Cardinals are trading Dustin May and JoJo Romero to the Brewers. We're going to try to find out what that return is as we go. Bernie Miklas is going to jump on and join us coming up next.
Steve Ellman leads St. Charles County. Ellman has fought for smart growth and moratoriums on apartments and data centers. Ellman doubled our parks, increased our conservation land, and helped create 50,000 new jobs. Ellman has built hundreds of miles of new roads. Ellman prioritized law enforcement and put officers in schools, making our county safest in the region. And Steve Ellman eliminated the county's real and now personal property taxes. While Steve Ellman leads, Bill Eigel misleads. Eigel promised to cut your property taxes for 8 years, but never did. Instead, he didn't pay his own taxes. Eigel was rebuked by President Trump's lawyer for misleading and scamming donors to pay for his campaigns. Eigel said he's against data centers, but he never voted to regulate data center abuses, but did vote to give tax dollars to benefit the company behind the St. Charles data center.
Paid for by the committee to elect Steve Ellman, Michael Summer Jr., Treasurer.
Hi, I'm Michelle from Bethesda. You've heard me talk with Dave on the air about how tough the aging journey can be. It can be especially hard to know where to start. That's why Bethesda offers Care Navigation, designed to help you truly understand your options for senior care and services. Our award-winning services can be provided in a variety of settings, including the privacy of wherever a senior calls home. To learn more, go to BethesdaHealth.org and click Where Do I Start?
We don't just cover St. Louis. We share it. That's why the stories you hear every morning aren't just headlines. They're about your neighborhood.
Ferguson's police chief took the stand in day one of
your roads.
Westbound 270 North County just had some volume on
your Cardinals.
Riley O'Brien strikes out the side in the 9th inning.
Your community.
I'm Tom Ackerman.
This is Debbie Monterey. I'm Megan Lynch.
Total Information AM. Weekdays on KMOX.
Here's Dave Murray's weather forecast.
Our up and down summer continues, and this afternoon, it's pretty good for St. Louis this time of year in early August. Lots of sunshine and nice. 84 for the high. We can still deal with the humidity levels. Tonight, clear, nice. 70s, upper 70s for evening plans, 66 for the low. Tuesday, sunny. It's a little warmer, but still not too bad. 89 degrees, 69 Tuesday night. Wednesday, sunny and 91. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Giddy up! Cardinal Cowboy here. Summer heat can put your garage door to the test. Stay ahead of the game with a Renner Garage Door summer tune-up. Plus, score a free repair or replacement quote and $100 off a new garage door. Forward and back.
RENNER.
All right, guys, FanDuel Sportsbook is doing some cool things. If you guys want to jump in here in the middle of the baseball season, now's the time to do it. And of course, FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of KMOX. And they're giving new customers up to $1,000 in bet resets. So a bet reset is if you bet $5, if you have a reset token and you put it on that bet, that means if you lose, you get a $5 bonus bet in return. So you get a second shot at it if you end up losing your bet. If you win, of course, you get to win. So it works very simply. That's it. If you bet $5 daily, you'll unlock $200 in bet resets every single day if you're a new customer right now. So it's that simple. You place a $5 bet each day, receive up to $200 in bet resets, going all the way up to $1,000 in total for those 5 straight days. And with baseball every day, to me, it's the best part about playing with baseball on FanDuel Sportsbook because it's every day. There's always another matchup, another game, whether you're playing money lines or props or whatever. There's all kinds of ways to customize it and play your way and play every day when it comes to Major League Baseball. So you can place your $5 bet and unlock up to $1,000 in bet resets. Just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. FanDuel is your home for home runs. Just remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Minimum $5 wager required for 5 consecutive days. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bet reset tokens, and refunds from tokens issued as non-withdrawable bets that expire 7 days after receipt. The max refund is $200 per day. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Listen up. If you have not paid self-employment, business, or individual taxes in years, the IRS will find you. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. I offer real solutions. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Drury, today, and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal, or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. At the Lance Drury Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120 or visit LanceDruryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX. Bernie Miklasz on KMOX is sponsored by Salika Heating and Cooling, a Daikin comfort dealer.
All right, it's DGS here on KMOX. Dave out today. Had a little minor, dermatological procedure. Nothing terrible, nothing major, but it's painful, and he'll be back tomorrow. I think. We'll see. It depends on the recovery. I shouldn't make promises like that. Dave will be back. It's just a matter of when that's feeling better. So he's recovering. And obviously today we had planned for all-day trade deadline coverage. And coming up in the 4 o'clock hour, instead of just a regular DGS hour, we're going to do an early Redbird Rush Hour with Matt Pauley, Bernie Miklasz, and me. And we're going to do a pregame to that right now. Bernie's joining us on the line. We got Matt Pauley in studio. So what do you guys think? This is pretty cool for a little pregame for us on Redbird Rush Hour, right?
Yeah, but some action locally with the Cardinals and Heim Bloom. Listen, I thought he would be patient. He sort of set his price on Dustin May as far as what he had to get. What he insisted on getting was better than if they had kept the draft pick. If they had made a qualifying offer,
right.
So we don't know yet what they've gotten for him, but I would imagine Milwaukee paid a pretty good price, and I could care less that it's in the division. Both of these guys are free agents after the season.
Yeah, it's funny. Recount to me, so for people that missed the details, Dustin May and JoJo Romero are going to Milwaukee. We don't know the return yet, as Bernie pointed out. And then right after the trade, Bernie, tell everybody what you texted me, because it was funny, because Matt and I were talking about it a little bit in the last segment about this interdivision thing.
Well, first of all, everybody can react the way they want. I'm not the judge and the jury and all that, but it's just I was just surprised, taking a look around social media, and a lot of people were like, "Wow, they traded within the division? Whoa!" It's like, do you realize that both of these guys are free agents after the season?
Neither likely to stay in Milwaukee either.
Right. I mean, it's worse for the Brewers than the Cardinals because
as far as that goes,
Yeah, because the Brewers guy is more likely to haunt the Brewers for years coming forward. And like Bernie, I said this a few moments ago, the Cardinals weren't beating the Brewers anyway, so what does it matter if Dustin May and Joe Romero are on that roster?
It doesn't, so, and if, for example, if Dustin May loved his time in St. Louis so much, there's always a chance that he could initiate some kind of free agent contract talks. I mean, I don't know. There's all kinds of things that can happen. But I'll be curious to see what the Brewers gave up because their farm system is loaded.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit here and be stupid and say Bloom he better have gotten their number 3 prospect or what. No, I'm not saying that. But the point I think I understand is that they're so deep in their farm system. So if you get I'm just throwing out a number. If you get their number 12 or number 14 prospect, that's better than a lot of other teams' top 10 prospects.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're very deep. They obviously have been great over the years at drafting, signing, and developing pitching. And, they've also been pretty good guys at finding middle infielders and athletes. They've always been good at those things. So it'll be fascinating to see what the actual return is. But yeah, I would agree. Let's not get crazy. It's not going to be Jesus Mate. No. It's not going to be the number 1 prospect in baseball. It's not going to be one of the guys that they just signed to an extension, right? So it's not going to be Luis Lara or Cooper Pratt because they sign those guys and they get them on that value. But it's going to be fascinating to see exactly what it does.
And the fact that they did not go get Skubal tells you that they are very hesitant to part with any of their top-level prospects. So if they weren't going to go spend them on Skubal, they're definitely not going to go spend them on May and Romero.
All right, guys, I just got a text that may enlighten us as to what's coming in the other direction. My buddy Mike Farron.
Cool.
My buddy Mike Farron from MLB.com sent me 2 names of guys. One of them is the number 10 prospect in the Cardinals system, a guy named Josh Noth, who has, according to Mike,
Milwaukee system.
Yeah, the Milwaukee system. He is number 10 in Milwaukee's system now. So assuming he's in there, this is what Mike sent me. He said Noth has the best curveball of any prep in this draft class. He was a 2023 draft class. He had Tommy John last year, but he's pitching this year. He's made 15 appearances. He's 53 innings with 55 strikeouts. But he's a 20-year-old. And interesting guy that could be a part of this. And they also listed Coleman Crow, Mike also listed Coleman Crow, who is their number 24 prospect. So assuming, I know, look, Mike's got great information and he's very connected in baseball. So that sounds like it's just 2 pitchers with some upside. Crow's a little older, who's definitely more of a command type guy. Maybe a guy that goes to the bullpen, but that's at least what I've been told by Mike. So
I trust Mike.
Yeah, it'd be number 10 and number 24 in the system if that ends up being the full deal.
That sounds fine to me. And what you want to do is accumulate as many of those type of guys as possible so you don't have to hit on every single one of them.
And Crow's a guy who's 25 who can be a factor in the major leagues because he has been in the major leagues, I believe. That doesn't necessarily mean that is like your top of the line starter or anything like that. But, he has had a little bit of major league time this year, very limited, 18 innings.
Okay, but you're trading away JoJo Romero,
right,
and your bullpen has not been especially good this year. So anybody who can contribute at the major league level can also help you survive this year a little bit.
Right, right. So not sure if that's the full deal. And obviously we haven't heard anything officially, but again, Mike Farron from MLB Network Radio is very tied in to all teams, but Major League Baseball. So he sent us some pretty good information there. So we'll see if that's the final deal, but it sounds like what we would expect, right, guys?
Right. And what was the name of the number 10 prospect again, Gills? I'm sorry.
Josh Noth, Knoth. So he's a little on the younger side. He's 20 years old. He's I believe, still in A-ball. But again, missed last year coming back from Tommy John. So he hadn't pitched since 2024. So kind of a guy who's known for having one of the better breaking balls in the Milwaukee system.
I noticed at at Baseball America, they have him at the bottom. They have him at number 30.
Interesting.
But that doesn't mean that. Listen, everyone's got different ways to evaluate these guys. I assume maybe Pipeline was more positive about it.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's okay. I mean, there's so many variances in how the evaluators view certain people. So, you know what the bottom line is? You know, and listen, I'm guilty of sort of being silly in this regard at times. It really doesn't matter what we think of them now. What matters is what they become or what they don't become.
Yeah.
You know,
and again, that goes back to what we were saying earlier. You try to get as many of these guys as you can. Hope some of them do pop. Those names, by the way, are starting to circulate on social media.
Yeah.
So
I knew Mike wasn't going to send me bad stuff.
Yeah.
No, of course not.
So
of course not.
That seems to be the full move at this point. Coleman Crow, Josh Noth for May and Romero.
Yeah. And I think the longer term, clearly the higher upside guy is Noth. And I believe that's how it's pronounced. You could pronounce the K, but I haven't heard the name pronounced yet, so we'll find out about that. But
yeah,
I would say
he is number 10 at Pipeline.
Yeah. So he's the longer term, higher upside play with an elite breaking ball and pretty good other stuff to go along with it. And Crow seems like he's a guy that, hey, we're going to need some help here in the 2026 season and maybe beyond. So he's that kind of guy.
All right.
Hey, makes sense.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with the fact that he had TJ surgery because that's so common now. I will say this too. I think Milwaukee, just in terms of getting Dustin May and Romero, I think they did very, very well. I'm a little surprised, other than the fact, guys, that we all know that, you know, Dustin May was a rental, right? So the value for rentals is not going to be, you know, extraordinary. But this is a guy, after those first two starts of the season, has had a 2.91 fielding independent ERA, which is the seventh best in the majors, behind Mizorowski, Sales, Cease, Skeens, Schittler, and Christopher Sanchez. I may have skipped one other name. Number 7 in the majors in FIP since April the 10th. I mean, that's a long time ago. That's a lot of starts. And then if you look at JoJo Romero, who's pretty good against right-handed batters, but he's great against left-handed hitters. And then, there's a situation where, listen, let's just say they would run into the Dodgers in the postseason. I mean, JoJo Romero can be a huge weapon.
Oh, yeah.
Actually against the Dodgers or any other team that's got good left-handed hitters.
Great point. I mean, he's definitely a guy that fits pretty much any contender in that regard because he's more proven than most of the available options. And, you know, there's a little bit of question mark. And I wonder if part of the return is what it is in part because he's not exactly sure when he's going to be ready to pitch. Sounds like it's getting closer, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would suspect he's going to be ready in the next couple weeks. But if you're the Brewers, you can wait. Like, it doesn't matter,
right?
Because they're running.
They're going to win the division.
Yeah. I mean, it was like when Tommy Edman went to the Dodgers. It literally did not matter when he was healthy, as long as he was healthy for the postseason.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. All right. Well, we're going to talk more about this in the 4 o'clock hour. We've got a full hour of Redbird Rush Hour to take up the last hour of DGS today. We planned that in advance of knowing Dave was going to be out. It was going to be the 4 of us. Now it's just going to be the 3 of us, and we can dig deeper into that. We'll have more information on all of these guys because we'll all have a little bit more time to do some digging because we literally got that information live on the segment when I got texted from my buddy Mike Farron. But any reaction from you guys on the division as a whole? Because obviously the Brewers are making a move. But the Cubs have added 3 starting pitchers in the last couple of days. Kevin Gossman, they were with Trader Mo. They went and got Reed Detmers, and they also got Braxton Garrett from the Marlins. So maybe 2 topics there we can do a little bit more in depth on Redbird Rush Hour later. But John Mozeliak and the Angels taking up a lot of airtime when it comes to deadline day, and the Cubs making a big push with their rotation.
Yeah, and the Yankees just made a blockbuster a little while ago. It was announced. And how about the Pirates trading O'Neal Cruz?
Yeah, nuts. It's
so
wild.
There's some big names flying off the board over the last half hour or so.
Good times. Thankfully, we have the full hour later to get into all because it's going to be hard to do on the fly as it's all happening so fast.
And if anything pops off, I'll run back into the studio. So we've got this here. But as it is right now, Dustin May, JoJo Romero going to the Milwaukee Brewers, and a couple young top 30 prospect pitchers from the Brewers coming back to St. Louis.
And one thing we haven't hit here, and we don't have time to now, but we will have it in the 4 o'clock hours. There are a lot of other reports. Cardinals getting hits on Lars Nootbaar. They're getting calls on Alec Burleson. We all see. I'm not sure I feel that the Burleson thing is likely, but I mean, you never know. So in the 4 o'clock hour, we can take care of everything else that comes up, and that's the last hour before the deadline. So if it's going to happen, it's going to happen by the end of that show.
That's right. Yep.
All right, Bern, we appreciate you. Matt, thank you, buddy. We'll see you in a little bit. Bernie, we'll talk to you in the 4 o'clock hour, but before we let you go, tell us about Saliga.
Yeah, Saliga Heating and Cooling has been taking care of the Miklas family for about 19 years now. And we have come to just totally appreciate how great they are at what they do. It's not just that, they have a 100-year track record. The family has owned this business 100 years continuously, taking care of generations St. Louis families, and we're one of them. But you build up immense credibility when you're still going strong, and more people are still calling you 100 years later. And we've learned close up what that's like, because Saliga is, in terms of their integrity, is impeccable. They don't play any games. They don't try to talk you anything. They don't try to hustle you. They don't try to twist your arm, upsell, none of that. They're calm. They explain everything diligently. They'll lay it out for you. They'll give you options. They'll answer all your questions. There's no rush. There is no reason to worry about them trying to slip something by you. Their integrity is outstanding. And then you have the professional knowledge and the class when they come into your home. So I give you my highest recommendation. If you want to find out more and more about Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin Comfort dealer, just go to their site. The phone number's there. Everything else is there. The list of services. Go to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. Thank you.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. A question I get all the time is, how did we become the largest injury firm in the world? We have over 1,000 lawyers in all 50 states and close to 6,000 coworkers. Our call center is on duty 24/7. You can reach us at any time at forthepeople.com. But the real reason is we won a lot. When you visit our website, go to our verdicts and settlements. There you will see what our clients were offered and what they were awarded at trial. All those verdicts help us resolve many cases fairly and early. You see, nothing beats reputation. The insurance industry knows who we are. We even have insurance adjusters call us for representation because they know too. We've made it easy. On your mobile device or computer, go to forthepeople.com and we will get busy. It's that easy. Call today. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The 3-2 pitch with the runner going a swing.
Ready to elevate your game? Join the MBA Sportscasters Forum on Tuesday, September 15th in St. Louis. Learn from Cardinals beat reporters, broadcasters, and Hall of Famer John Rooney as they break down play-by-play, reporting, interviewing, and covering the game. Then cap off the day with the Cardinals versus Giants at Busch Stadium. Step into the booth. Sharpen your skills. Go to KMOX.com/events for details and registration.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
All right, DGS on a Monday. We'll get back to business as usual until 4 o'clock, and then at 4 we'll get back into baseball mode. We're going to do special edition of the Redbird Rush Hour from 4 to 5. We do not have the show today at 5 o'clock because Cardinals pregame starts at 5 o'clock. And then the game is 6:05 at Yankee Stadium. So Cardinals made a move in the and we talked about it in the last couple of segments. If you missed it, the Cardinals are trading Dustin May and Jojo Romero to the Brewers for the Brewers' number 10 and number 24 prospects, according to MLB.com. Justin Noth is a right-handed pitcher, the number 10 prospect, and Coleman Crow is a right-handed pitcher. He's the number 24 prospect. That's the report we have at the moment. If that changes, if there's anything more to it, we'll obviously let you know, and we'll be tracking any other deals the Cardinals might be making between now and the deadline coming up at 5 Central Time. Rach, you want to do some fun facts?
Yeah, I've got some random facts for you guys on a Monday. Let's start with this fact about the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They formed in L.A. in 1982, and the original band name was Tony Flo and the Miraculously Majestic Masters of Mayhem.
They probably made a good choice in changing that.
That's pretty stupid.
It is pretty dumb.
It's pretty stupid.
You guys know the early Chili Peppers, kind of
they were
like
naked
legends,
all the
right?
time,
Yeah. Like performing shows with just a sock, strategically placed. The
Those
80s and
guys-
90s.
Those guys, they've kind of flown under the radar as far as like cancelable things, you know?
Boy, you're not kidding.
Because Anthony
Kiedis has
It's
like
because he wrote it all in his book, like before.
That's a good point. It was known. It was known. Yeah.
Yeah, like nobody was like you couldn't surprise anybody
Right.
by being like he was kind of a dirtbag.
Yeah.
because he wrote a book called "I'm a Big Dirtbag."
Okay, do you guys remember when Netflix was actually about mailing physical DVDs?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that, and it was like so revolutionary at the time. Like they send it to your house, you can get like 3 DVDs at once. You watch them each 4 times, you mail them back. How could it possibly be more convenient? Well, the first DVD that they ever sent out was Beetlejuice.
Really?
Yeah, and this was in March of 1998. I didn't realize it started that early.
Wow.
98. You could actually still get DVDs mailed until September of 2023. That's when Netflix finally shut it down. I would like to know who was still getting the physical copies of the DVDs mailed to them in 2023.
I remember when they stopped doing it, and I had the same thought. Like, I would love to see like the numbers, like how many people are mailing DVDs back and forth with Netflix.
Do you guys ever see Redbox anywhere anymore?
No, I have not looked, but up until even a few years ago, I felt like I saw them like at Walgreens and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I see them and I just kind of look past them or if I never see them. You know what I'm
Redbox
saying?
was my jam.
Oh, dude, in like 2012, 2013, it's Friday night. I'm off work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get some McDonald's. My whole meal costs like $4, and that's after splurging. Then I'm going to go to the Redbox and get the latest film, watch it all weekend.
Catch me at that Redbox.
Bro, there was nothing cooler. Let's see.
Now it's like so dated to ever like I got to go somewhere to get a movie.
Right.
It's like I'm just going to dial this up on my computer that's attached to my TV.
Why would you ever leave the house to watch a movie?
Okay, Ron says that Redbox is gone from my local Walgreens and Walmarts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if
I
they're
can't
gone
believe
or
they
if
were
I just
doing
look
much
past
business.
them.
Oh,
Yeah.
according to Vic, they went for bankruptcy. I probably could have Googled that.
Well, we're sorry, Redbox. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Hey, we did our part.
Here's a great fun fact. There's an Aboriginal language in Australia called Imbabaram. I think I'm saying that right. Imbabaram, where the word for dog is dog. And it's a pure coincidence. They didn't know that it was called a dog in English. That's just the word they randomly chose themselves.
Nice.
That's fun.
I guess you look at a dog, you say, that's a dog.
All right. I hate to break this up. I got to do a quick baseball thing.
Oh, sure.
So the report I got might have been wrong.
Interesting.
So I got a report from my buddy Mike Farron from MLB Network Radio that the Cardinals were getting pitchers Coleman Crow and Jason Noth from the Brewers. It doesn't mean that they're not getting one or both of those guys, but I've also seen the Brewers reporter Adam McCalvey say that the Cardinals are getting different guys. One of them is a guy named Josiah Ragsdale, who's an outfielder in AA. Another one is another outfielder named Alexander Frias, who's only 18 years old, so he's a little further away. So I'm going to dig in a little bit more on that, find out more about what I can about those guys, and we'll bring that to you coming up after the top of the hour.
Sounds good, Wheels. It's 2:55. This time check brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Breaking news. Missouri will vote on Amendment 4 this August. Right now, a ballot measure passes in Missouri if it gets a majority of votes statewide. Amendment 4 would permanently end that. If Amendment 4 passes, it would rewrite the Missouri Constitution. So instead of using the total statewide vote to decide if something is approved, a measure would need to win a majority of votes separately in each of Missouri's 8 congressional districts in order to pass. So one district could veto the will of most Missourians. That means with Amendment 4, just 5% of voters could overrule what the majority of Missouri citizens want. Opponents of Amendment 4 say it undermines the sacred principle of one person, one vote, and takes away the people's power, giving it to politicians and special interests instead. Protect majority rule. Vote no on Amendment 4. Paid for by Protect Majority Rule Missouri, Mike Pridmore, Treasurer.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen. And oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by University of Maryland Global Campus.
Amazon plans to ramp up its satellite system as it looks to take on Starlink. Amazon Leo will deploy more than 5,000 low Earth orbit satellites starting in 2028 to deliver voice, data messaging, and emergency services to smartphones and mobile devices. SpaceX-owned Starlink has nearly 11,000 low Earth orbit satellites compared to Amazon Leo with around 400. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. The voice of St. Louis.
At 3 o'clock, it's a cloudy sky downtown at the Arch. Right now, 85 degrees.
KMOX is covering breaking news.
Trade deadline coverage. Let's go to KMOX's Matt Pauley with the latest.
It has been a busy day across Major League Baseball. It is trade deadline day, and now the Cardinals are involved as the Cardinals reportedly have moved pitchers Dustin May and JoJo Romero to the Milwaukee Brewers. There has been conflicting reports on what the Cardinals are getting back, so stay tuned. we'll let you know as soon as it is official in terms of the return. But we do know that the Cardinals are sending 2 pitchers with expiring contracts to the Milwaukee Brewers, and they are expected to get prospects in return. We will have a full hour going over everything about the trade deadline from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and we'll continue to hop in with any breaking news at any given moment. But again, it's Dustin May and JoJo Romero headed to the Milwaukee Brewers. Matt Pauley, KMOX Sports.
Our top national story from ABC News. President Trump says newly planned talks with Iran are the last chance for Tehran to forge a deal and avoid an escalation of U.S. strikes on the country. Iranian officials claim their diplomatic efforts are focused on neighboring nations. 2 Republican senators who threatened to block acting Attorney General Todd Blanche's bid to lead the Justice Department say they will vote to advance his nomination. A statement from Republican Senator John Cornyn and Tom Tillis came after Blanche issued an order formally rescinding the anti-weaponization, almost $2 billion fund to compensate people who believe they were unfairly prosecuted by the Justice Department. A little more than a month after a Ferguson mother was killed while getting slushies for her 5 children, 3 men are in custody. 21-year-old Marcus Evans, 19-year-old Jontez Young, and 21-year-old Kyle Farmer face murder in the second and other charges. Ferguson Police Chief Troy Doyle says there could be more people charged and was light on details about what caused the shooting that killed Shaquilla Martin with a stray bullet.
These 3 individuals that we have in custody has something to do, was part of Mrs. Martin's death. Again, there's other people that we need to interview.
Evans is held on a $2 million cash-only bond, while Young and Farmer's bonds are $2.5 million cash only. Buying a car should get a bit easier soon. Trish Vincent with the Missouri Department of Revenue says by February, Fusion should be online. That allows you to pay taxes at the dealership to get your plates, avoiding that extra trip, and also
temporary tags go away. I'm sure you see a lot of those in St. Louis. So instead of a temporary tag, you're going to get, it's still going to be a paper plate at first, but it's going to be, we're going to 7 digits, and it will have the actual plate number that we're going to make that plate and then mail it to you in the mail.
For people who drove around for years with expired temp tags, they'll get a temporary 15-day tag that is trackable, and they'll have to go to a DMV to settle the bill. A local pool builder is facing a $21,000 lawsuit over delinquent ad bills. Poorly Outdoor Advertising is claiming Lux Pool and Spa defaulted on contracts for billboards on 6448 near Lake St. Louis. The Business Journal reports the pool company has not yet responded to the suit. In his latest Mid-America Business Conditions Index, Creighton University economics professor Ernie Goss says July's index was a solid range at 55.7, the 6th straight month. Growth was above neutral. Missouri's index fell from 54.1 from 53.3 in June. Goss says to keep an eye on the bond market and long-term interest rates as inflationary pressures increase.
10-year Treasury is the one to watch. Keep an eye on that. If that rate goes over 5%, that's real trouble.
Goss says over the past 12 months, Missouri's manufacturing sector shed 4,600 jobs. The biggest hit came in the food manufacturing industry. Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index. We go to Stiefel and Bob Beckman.
Thanks, Michael. Major markets were up big today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 693 points at 53,178. The S&P up 110 at 7,600. The NASDAQ up 563 at 25,937. The St. Louis Business Index was up 26 points at 1755. For the biggest gainers, Boeing was up 8% at 233. Caleres up 9% at $14. For the leading decliners, Anheuser-Busch InBev was down 2.8% at 84.05, and Bayer was down 2.3% at 13.57. Finally, Stiefel was up 66 cents at 83.57. This has been Bob Beckman, Senior Vice President of Investments with Stiefel, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on Stiefel, visit our website at stiefel.com.
We've got some emergency vehicles on 70 going eastbound at Natural Bridge. That is on the right shoulder, 70 east at Natural Bridge.
For early August, it is a beautiful afternoon across St. Louis. Lots of sunshine. You have to call it nice. Humidity levels certainly acceptable. 84 for the high. Tonight, clear skies and nice. We drop into the 70s, upper 70s for evening plans. 66 for the low. Tuesday, sunny. It's a little bit warmer, but it's still not too bad. 89 degrees. Tuesday night, clear and 69. Wednesday, sunny and 91 on Wednesday. That probably is the hottest day of the week, with scattered showers and thunderstorms returning Thursday and Friday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
We've got a cloudy sky downtown at the Arch. Right now, 85 degrees. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
McKelvey Homes is breaking ground on something new in O'Fallon, Strawberry Farms. When McKelvey builds something, they do it right. Visit McKelveyHomes.com to schedule a tour at Strawberry Farms in O'Fallon. Visit McKelveyHomes.com today and move up to McKelvey.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, just after 3 o'clock on DGS. Dave is out today. Just a little recovery. Had a little skin procedure done this morning. Remember on Friday, he was showing the stream and talking about it on the show, the little like bump that had come up around his, I can't remember which ear. I think it was his left earlobe, but it was a little below that. And went to the doctor today, Dave did, and they said, hey, guess what? You're going to have that removed today. So that procedure happened this morning. He's doing fine. He's just taking the day because it probably hurts quite a bit. And when, thinking about where it is going to be somewhat connected to your jaw too. So talking and headphones and all that, not going to be great. So hopefully Dave will be back tomorrow, but if not, it won't be long. It sounds like it's going to be pretty quick. And he's probably sitting home annoyed and dealing with the pain of that minor surgical procedure, but he's fine, just so everybody knows.
Oh, man, you said connected to the jaw made me think of like TMJ. It's something I see in my algorithm a lot because I think I have a little bit of that, like just tension in my jaw.
Yeah.
And I saw this one girl, she's a podcaster. She recently got Botox to treat her TMJ. But the injector put it in the wrong spot, so now like her face is frozen and she can't smile a certain way. Yeah, it's kind of a nightmare.
That is not fun.
I didn't know that was a possibility.
Not fun at all.
But she's also pretty funny, so it's like she's making it funny.
So,
and she's just going out in public with her face.
It's going to do it, yeah. She got what you get. It's what you have to do.
Yeah.
What choice do you have?
No choice.
You can't just throw on a mask or something. You got to. It is what it is, right? Have fun with it while you can. Not have fun with it, but make fun of it and make light of it while you can. All right. So again, I want to repeat the Cardinals trade deadline move because while we were talking about it live with Bernie and Matt, I got bad information from a trusted source. And it's actually better for the Cardinals because it's actually a better trade. So originally we had been given a deal. I'd been given a deal that was 2 pitchers for Dustin May and JoJo Romero. They were traded to the Milwaukee Brewers. That part was correct all along. But the players in return are not the players that we were told. So I wanted to make sure we give you guys the accurate information again. So they traded Dustin May and JoJo Romero to the Brewers and got 2 young outfielders in return. On MLB.com, they are the number 11 and number 13 prospects in the Brewers system. So keep in mind what Bernie said earlier about how good Milwaukee's system is. That guys that are in that 10, 11, 12, 13 range, which are the guys we're talking about, in a lot of systems would maybe be top 5 or 6 because those systems aren't as deep as Milwaukee. So these are really quality young players. So the 2 players are outfielders. Alexander Frias, who's the number 11 prospect for the Brewers, according to MLB.com, and Josiah Ragsdale, who is the number 13, according to MLB.com. So Frias, the higher rated of the 2 guys, is actually the young one. He's only 18 years old. He's only got about 28 games above rookie ball. So he is a longer-term guy. But Frias is a guy with some power. He's got a really strong arm. He's a slightly above-average runner. He's a left-handed bat. So it's a guy that people think will have more power moving down the road, according to the scouting reports that are out there. This year in 60 games, he has 8 home runs, 16 doubles, and 19 stolen bases. And that's combined between rookie ball, where he hit .441. That's not happening at A ball. He's in low A now, and he's hitting .236, and he's making a big adjustment as one of the youngest players in full season baseball, by the way. And then the other guy is an outfielder as well, another left-handed hitter named Josiah Ragsdale, who has split the year between high A and double A, and his numbers are unassailable. He's got 1,000 OPS, 19 home runs, and 31 steals between high A and double A, which is pretty damn good. That's also fairly close to the big leagues. We're talking about a guy that will likely finish this year at double A, which means he could be at Memphis next year. And that puts him on the doorstep. So he's a guy with power and speed, clearly a guy that's having a monster season between low A and high A. But what he's graded out the best at when it comes to the scouting reports is speed. So he's got a 70 grade speed, which is not Victor Scott, but it's close. Victor Scott's is faster than that, but this is still a guy who has tremendous speed and maybe a guy that enters into the Cardinals center field competition at some point in the next calendar year. So just wanted to get that correct information out there. The correct information is that the Cardinals traded Dustin May and JoJo Romero to the Brewers for two young outfielders, Alexander Frias, who's 18, Josiah Ragsdale, who's 22. Both guys have some power. Both guys are left-handed hitters, and we will break that down more coming up in the 4 o'clock hour with the Redbird Rush Hour, and that'll be Bernie and Matt and me taking care of that hour leading into Cardinals pregame.
Now, Kevin, would you say that report about the Cardinals was brought to you by somebody?
That report might have been brought to you by Rawlings.
Ooh.
How about that? Our Cardinal Report sponsored by Rawlings. You should visit the Rawlings experience at Westport. And while you're out there, get yourself a glove like Dave Glover did.
Has Dave picked up his glove yet?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We got to ask.
Question.
As of last week, no.
Okay.
At least not that we thought. And I'm sure if, once that happens, we're going to get to see it. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be cool. But anyway, if you want to be like Dave Glover, you can also go have a glove made at the Rawlings experience. Rach, I forgot what you said we had to do or we're going to do after we were done with the Cardinal stuff.
I just said I could have something ready for you if you.
I thought there was something specific that I got in baseball brain right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let's get all the details on these two guys that nobody around here heard about before.
Well, and then I interrupted you by telling a completely pointless story about a podcaster getting bad Botox.
It was not at all weird.
Did you hear him say specific?
I
liked
did.
That.
Yeah.
I liked specific.
I did.
Specific.
That could catch on.
I got to have my own dictionary because I've got about 5 of those so far. We got to keep adding them together.
I really like I think I might start using.
What was the one that we were dying about like a week or two ago? It was before Rachel's vacation. I can't remember, but it was really hilarious.
Yeah. I remember laughing, but I don't remember what it was.
We'll figure it out. It
wasn't a horse poop.
Oh no, that's what it was. What did I say?
Who's
pow?
Who's pub?
Who's pub?
Who's pub?
I was trying to say.
That's who's pub.
I was about to say the bad words, and then I tried to adjust on the fly, and it came out who's pub.
That's a bunch of who's pub.
That's a who's pub. I kind of like that one. That's my favorite one.
Who's pub? I forgot about.
That's my favorite Wheelerism.
I have a question for you guys. I just got back from my trip. I know I keep bringing it up. Get over it. That's the only thing happening. Well, it's not the only thing happening in my life, but it's what I want to talk about on the show today. But you get back and you look through the fridge and you're like, is this food still good? Should I still be eating this, pre-vacation food? My question for you guys, when do you decide to toss something? Are you strictly going by the best buy date or do you push it? Because I know everybody's a little different.
So I grew up with my parents. And at about age 12 or so, we moved into my grandma's house to help take care of her as time goes. And so that's kind of what I grew up with. So I grew up with a cabinet full of food from the 80s. Last night, we had dinner with my dad, and there's this seasoning that we put on fries. Well, I actually looked at the bottle of the seasoning. The bottle's from 2005.
Whoa. How are you making this stuff last that long?
I mean, a big bottle of seasoning, you just do a little sprinkle every so often. It's like, and then suddenly it lasts for 20 years.
Dang.
And so I am fairly strict about
like best buy dates,
sell by dates, but I do acknowledge that it's probably fine to stretch those because I have had some very expired things that you would not think you should eat, and I don't really notice it until after I've used it or cooked with it or cooked it, and then I'm like, maybe I shouldn't eat that. But it's always turned out fine.
What about you, Wheels? What are you and Susan like? Are you guys different on that, or is one of you
Susan's
throwing out
more
stuff
strict about it than I am. There are a lot of things where, like, if I look at it and I don't see any mold or spots and it doesn't smell bad, I'm going to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other things like, well, that's been a few days, it's gone. But I'm definitely on the more forgiving side. Like, I've definitely used, a bottle of teriyaki sauce in the fridge that's 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Probably wasn't a great idea, but I don't remember. I didn't die from it, so I guess I'm all right.
Well, it doesn't help that there's no like uniform standard for when to toss.
Right.
And then the food companies.
Everything's different.
Yeah. The food companies then make things even more confusing because there are all these different terms. It's like best before, best by,
Right.
best if used by.
Can we just change it to
sell
like
by.
throw this away by this date?
Right. I mean, that's what they should do.
Yeah.
And California actually became the first state in the United States to standardize food labels. They banned the sell by dates. And they use best if used by or used by for product safety as opposed to sell by. Because sell by, that's used
totally
by the
different thing.
store. Yeah, that's for the store to move it and get it out of their face.
Yeah.
And get,
The
offload
sell
it
by
onto
day
you.
is not the expiration date.
Right.
For most things.
Right. But I think it's reasonable that people would think like, oh, if I haven't made the package of hamburger by then, that it's bad.
Now, there are things I will not play around with, like uncooked chicken. If it's a past, it's gone.
Yeah. Even if it smells
fish,
okay and the texture's okay.
Yeah, because you know how that is. I don't know. There's things, just chicken and fish. Anything that's just questionable. And look, with fish, it's because I have paid the price for it dearly.
Okay. I get what you're saying.
I ate some fish that had been out, like sitting out on a counter after a barbecue. It'd been a lot longer than I probably should have. And maybe the sickest I've ever been in my entire life.
Oof.
I mean, I'm not even going to give you guys details because it's so bad.
What is it about fish, I wonder?
I don't know. And it's, it wasn't like anything weird. It was just salmon, but it was out too long and it clearly went bad. And the next 24 hours for me were as bad as any 24 hours have been from that type of sickness. It was just unbelievable.
Barry on the stream says anything dairy related is pitched fast.
Not cheese, though.
I'm
Not cheese.
And you know what? Yogurt, too. I'm like, well,
Okay.
the yogurt's already been through this, like, culturing
And sure.
process.
And
As
butter.
long as it smells
Yeah.
okay.
Butter can last forever.
Yeah, I feel like anything that's been like pasteurized or cultured in some way is probably.
I'll say I'll push it
last a
with
little longer.
cheese. Is definitely the eye test for me. If I can look at it and I don't see anything, and it's not like how it dries out and gets hard. If it's neither of those things, I'm gonna eat it.
Now, what about mold on bread? Like, not like moldy bread, but you pull out the bread that's a little past its date and it's got that little bitty spot of, blue or whatever on it. Will you just rip that off? And
I'm probably throwing away that whole piece, but I'm
Okay.
not throwing away the whole loaf.
Okay, so like you won't eat. So if there's like a piece right behind it, that's totally fine.
Yeah, as long as it wasn't touching the mold.
Okay.
I guess I'm okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's some things to keep in mind just to kind of reduce food waste. And, you don't have to throw something away just because the box says a certain thing. Unopened canned food like beans, tomatoes, fruit, vegetables, shelf-stable foods, packaged in liquid, those are actually going to last for years after the date stamped on its label. And same thing with soy milk, almond milk, or any food that's been heat treated and sealed to stay safe without refrigeration. You're actually good for longer than you'd think. And sometimes maybe this is like not the smartest rule of thumb, but sometimes I think like, okay, if it was the apocalypse and this was the only food I had access to, I'm going to go ahead and take a swing at it.
Yeah.
So I'll just go ahead and do it now too. Now, dry goods like cookies, crackers, and cereal also have a long shelf life, because they're not growing bacteria because they don't have very much moisture in them. So keep that in mind. You can kind of just use your best judgment.
I was watching. I know. Shoot, we don't have enough time. I'll do this quick. I was watching a video on TikTok. This guy. I don't know why I get caught up in this, but this like an old guy with a slow, monotone voice, tells you how to make like the survival food that the military uses, like these chocolate bars that are like energy. And there's another like a granola-y thing. It's like nuts and chocolate and stuff. And it'll literally he goes through. It'll last like 10 years on the shelf without refrigeration or even being covered. It's like that's what it's made of.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's really cool. And then I look at them and go, they probably don't taste very good.
So it's not that some of my clients are not important, but some of my clients are more important in the grand scheme of life than others, right? Like I don't do lives for a pizza place, but that you can live without a special pizza. If you're injured or someone who you care about is injured, it's very important, critically important, possibly life-changingly important, who you pick as your attorney. There are thousands of them out there. My recommendation is Mark Cantor. He's been doing this for decades. He's been doing it very successfully for decades. He's an excellent attorney. He is a great counselor. He will get between you and the billion-dollar insurance company. He is not afraid to go to trial. He'll do what is in your best interest. So if you or someone you care about is injured and you think someone else may be at fault, call Mark, 314-628-9999, cantorinjurylaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hey there, it's Jill Schlesinger. I'm launching a new show. It's called Money Moves, and your money is going to move. We're going to help you make better financial decisions. We're going to call out the BS you're finding all over social media. We're going to give you actionable guidance to make your financial life clearer, less stressful. We're going to answer your financial questions and take the mystery out of your financial life. Follow and listen to Money Moves with Jill Schlesinger wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Can you believe politicians nearly doubled state spending since 2019? Yeah, that's twice the rate of inflation.
What do we get for all that extra spending? Nothing.
Yeah, and get this, over 200 loopholes are buried in our tax code, written by lobbyists for wealthy corporations.
Our tax code is rigged against us.
We get taxed on our paycheck, our home, everything we buy.
I guess somebody's got to pay for all that spending.
That's why we need Amendment 5. It puts politicians on a leash.
Forces them to cut taxes and control spending, whether they like it or not.
Amendment 5 closes the loopholes, eliminates income taxes, cuts property taxes, and gives $3,000 a year to average working families.
We decide, not the politicians.
Amendment 5 is the biggest tax cut in Missouri history.
I'm voting yes on Amendment 5. Paid for by Missouri Promise PAC, Mark Ellinger, Treasurer.
When Donald Trump needs conservative votes to help pass his agenda for Missouri, Representative Trisha Burns never answers the call. Trisha Burns has missed 370 votes. Burns is bucking President Trump's priorities. Burns did not vote to stop DEI initiatives, prevent China from owning Missouri land, defund Planned Parenthood, and Burns did not vote to ban boys from girls' sports. Trisha Burns not showing up for Missouri and President Trump. Instead, Trisha Burns spends her time pulling pranks on the Suicide Prevention Hotline. Yes, you heard that right. Trisha Burns lied to the police and staged a fake suicide emergency. She sent a series of messages to the hotline and said she, quote, had a gun to her head, end quote. When she got caught, she said there'd be no consequences because she's a politician. By August 4th, vote to show Trisha Burns that there are consequences to being bad at your job.
Let's Go Brandon PAC paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Chris Foss, Treasurer.
Don't let tax refund worries hold you back. File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve or your money back. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Man, I don't know about you guys, but this day is flying.
It really is.
Of course, my head is literally spinning. If you guys are watching on the stream, my head just keeps spinning in circles. Just the way this is all going. It's been a frenzy on the baseball side, and for me, like I'm doing 3 things at once, and I feel like I don't even know what time of day it is. I look up and like, oh, wow, it's almost 3:30. It's almost Dave Murray time.
Kevin is logged in. It's actually pretty impressive the way that he's like been able to talk about things on the show while also being like totally glued
while learning about them at the same time.
Yeah, totally glued to his computer.
It's one of those days, man. That's I mean this there are times, I mean, I think we probably have other days like that around, like in the newsroom that would be an election day, right? Where everybody's doing something and it's chaos and you're trying to keep up with everything. Thankfully, I'm not a part of election coverage because I would not be good at it. But I think it's that kind of thing.
Like you're having fun, right?
Oh, no,
like
it's
stressful,
but you
it's
look up and
fun.
like every few seconds there's something new and you're like, oh, I need to know that. Oh, I need to send that out. I need to retweet that. I need to learn that. I need to. And then you're like, wait a minute. What was I just doing?
Yeah, there was a couple times when it was you, Matt, and Bernie where there would be like a couple seconds of
Because all 3 of us were doing the same thing.
And I'm like, this usually never happens. Not with these 3. But I
You're
knew
so
it's
right.
like they're just reading. They're just learning in real time what's going on.
All 3 of us doing the exact. If you guys want a little behind the scenes, like this is, and again, this is true for today because it's deadline day. It's true for us as sports guys. I think this is how it works on big news day. So like a big weather event when we've got a lot of breaking weather news and things like that. That's a lot of what's going on. Like if you look underneath the hood, what's happening is like there's a lot happening at once and you're trying to do like everybody that's involved in it. So in the case of we go into weathergasm, Michael Calhoun is just buzzing all over the place because he's doing 3 or 4 different things. Mm-hmm. We're trying to keep up and we're passing back and forth. And then Dave Murray jumps in. And that's what just gets kind of that's the fun part.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
the fun part of like breaking news and stories that are happening while you're talking about them. Like these things, the Cardinals trade was happening and being announced while we were talking about it. And then, of course, we got the wrong information, but then we got the right information.
And it's like these days are fun, but thank goodness every day is not like this because it's a little exhausting.
Yes.
You've heard the commercials, seen the signs on the lawns. They can mean only one thing. The Missouri primary election happens this Tuesday. Vote, then stay with KMOX News throughout the day for election updates, what's happening in the key primary races, and what you need to know. Wednesday morning, Total Information AM will have results and reaction. The Missouri primary election. We've got it covered on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Steve Ellman leads St. Charles County. Ellman has fought for smart growth and moratoriums on apartments and data centers. Ellman doubled our parks, increased our conservation land, and helped create 50,000 new jobs. Ellman has built hundreds of miles of new roads. Ellman prioritized law enforcement and put officers in schools, making our county safest in the region. And Steve Ellman eliminated the county's real and now personal property taxes. While Steve Ellman leads, Bill Eigel misleads. Eigel promised to cut your property taxes for 8 years, but never did. Instead, he didn't pay his own taxes. Eigel was rebuked by President Trump's lawyer for misleading and scamming donors to pay for his campaigns. Eigel said he's against data centers, but he never voted to regulate data center abuses, but did vote to give tax dollars to benefit the company behind the St. Charles Data Center.
Paid for by the committee to elect Steve Ellman, Michael Summer Jr., Treasurer.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Morgan & Morgan isn't just an injury firm. It's our family's life work. It's my husband, it's my sons, it's me. When we take a case, we see a family just like ours. $30 billion recovered is something I'm proud of. But what I'm really proud of are the families we stood beside. It's an honor to fight for you when you need our support the most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people and your family.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Seeing more bees, wasps, or hornets around your home? Carpenter bees can damage wood structures, and wasps and hornets often hide nests inside walls. Don't risk getting stung. Let Rottler Pest Solutions protect your home and family. Call Rottler today or visit Rottler.com.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, if you're headed out west on Highway 70 this afternoon, just to be advised, if you're getting out into the area west of Warrenton, well, first of all, we had a stall at David Hokel Parkway, so it's backed up at Wentzville Parkway. But then we've had multiple crashes between Truxton and Jonesburg. There's backed up traffic both ways, primarily westbound from Truxton all the way out through almost to High Hill. So it's a pretty tough going. If you're headed out that way, just be advised it's backed up pretty significantly. Like I said, westbound more so than eastbound. They're working a rescue crash northbound 55 at the exit to Lindbergh. The exit's a little backed up, but the through lanes aren't bad. South 270 is just slow. 64 down to Manchester. Westbound 64 Kings Highway out to Hanley's heavy. Eastbound through the Interbelts Hanley area is also slow. Southbound 55 south of M. Midway down to Z is heavy, and eastbound 64, the usual backup east of 157, most of the way to 159. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Registered lobbyist Mike Deering is not the kind of guy you want in the state Senate.
Did you say he was a registered lobbyist?
Sure did. When conservatives like Tricia Burns tried to pass a bill to take back the 300,000 acres in Missouri allowed to be controlled by China, lobbyist Mike Deering testified against it. When conservatives like Tricia Burns fought alongside Missouri cattlemen to require foreign beef to be labeled, lobbyist Mike Deering testified against that too. While conservatives like Tricia Burns are fighting to protect your farmland from being paved over by data centers, lobbyist Mike Deering described Google's Montgomery County hyperscale data center as a
very positive thing.
Deering also endorsed liberal Democrat Chris Koster for governor and openly mocked President Trump. Registered lobbyist Mike Deering, anti-Trump, pro-Democrat, bought out by foreign ag interest, and in love with data centers. Take down Data Center Deering on August 4th. Vote America First conservative warrior Tricia Burns for state senate.
Paid for by Mo Constitutional Conservative Council PAC, Scott Lady Treasurer.
Congress doesn't need more politicians. For nearly 30 years, Joan Von Dross dedicated her life to helping students learn, grow, and succeed. Now she's running for Congress to fight for lower healthcare costs, stronger public schools, and a more affordable future for Missouri families. Teachers solve problems. Politicians play politics.
I'm Joan Von Dross, Democrat from Missouri CD2, and I approve this message. Vote for me on August 4th.
Paid for by Von Dross for Congress.
Think buying a home is out of reach? Think again. Scott Credit Union has down payment options as low as zero money down. Your new home could be closer than you think. Visit scu.org today. Equal housing lender, NMLS 415767. Terms and conditions apply.
Today, the Cards, the Yankees.
Emron Total Access 510. First pitch 6:05.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Scott Credit Union.
Just for the record, that was not me making that noise.
It's this version of the song I'm playing. It has cows, I guess.
That was not me. I did not do that.
It startled me.
Obviously, it's just past 3:30 our time with Dave Murray. Hi, Dave.
Hello there.
How you doing?
Welcome back, Rachel.
Thank you, Dave. It's good to be back.
Gotta finally get these guys locked up.
First order of business, Dave Glover, you're taking the day off.
We're back on our good behavior this week, Dave.
That's right. That's right. It was fascinating, Rachel, and you know this already. Is every day that ticked by, they get more and more off the rails.
They're an unruly bunch.
Rach is our North Star. Not even kidding, like legit our North Star to keep us acting like grown people.
Well, it's good to be back. It's been a really fun day. It's flying by.
Dave, we were talking about this before the break. I'm not sure if you had tuned in or not, but how like today is one of those days for guys like me, it's sports guys, where it's a trade deadline day in baseball and things are just happening nonstop, and they're happening in real time. That's got to feel like the same for you on those big weather days when you're in there, especially on TV, when you're in there and you've got the screen behind you and everything's going on at once.
Oh yeah, it's like putting 10 cats in a bag. You're constantly, things are moving all the time, but you have to keep talking.
Right.
While
you're learning things.
Going.
Yeah.
Right. While you're seeing stuff on radar, something else is happening.
Right.
And then you have producers talking to you at the same time. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Rach made a good point. At the end, she said, it's great. It's fun, but you're glad it's not every day. I'm guessing you felt the same way. Those are the things that get your juices flowing, right? You get the adrenaline pump, but man, if that was every day. Oh.
No. I've had some severe weather events that maybe took up 3 out of the 5 days, the Monday through Friday days, because weekends too. But by the time Friday rolls around, it's like, oh, done. Let's get this done. And let's go relax for a couple of days before it starts up again.
Yeah. Well,
but it is fun.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable.
Now, when you're dealing with it, that's what I would call real news. It's important. Things are happening, right? People it could be a safety issue. I'm in the toy department, man. This is this is all just fun stuff.
Look at this shiny thing that I just got.
That's pretty much what it ends up being. So it makes it a little different. There's no pressure on us. Let's put it that way. There's nothing really
well,
waiting
there is,
on
because
it.
you want to get it. You want to get it right.
Sure.
And when you don't get it right, you feel bad.
Yeah.
You get corrected, and
It's almost like you knew that happened to us earlier.
I did.
Yeah, it was one of those deals where I don't know if it's the same for you, because obviously being the meteorologist, you're the one seeing and interpreting the information. You've got it in front of you.
Yep.
This is a case where a person that I really know and trust got information that turned out to not be right. And as soon as we got the right information, we just change it.
Bang. That's right.
Yeah.
That's it. Now that person you no longer trust at all.
Well, I do trust my buddy, but I might double check next time. All right, so how are we looking this week, Dave? What's the?
Yeah, pretty good. Today's gorgeous. For early August, nice evening, nice day tomorrow, though a little bit warmer, 89 degrees. Quiet Tuesday night. Wednesday, sunny, warmest. Hottest. Let's call it the hottest day of the week is Wednesday, but it's not too bad. 91 degrees. That means a lot of the day in the 80s. Unsettled again late Wednesday night. I think it's going to be after midnight. The evening on Wednesday should be fine, but scattered showers and thunderstorms return Thursday night and come to an end fairly quickly Friday morning, but 85 for the high on Thursday. We'll be in the 80s probably through Saturday anyway. We might climb close to 90 degrees come Sunday again, but that's a long way off.
Wow.
Not bad.
Sounds like a great week.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Dave.
Rain, nice temperatures. You're welcome.
We appreciate it. I know Rach in particular appreciates that on her first week back.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Dave's forecast is from the Saliga weather desk. And
heating and cooling
weather desk. And this past weekend was great. I ended up turning off my AC and opening up the windows.
Saturday it was like 73.
Yeah.
74.
It was really nice.
Was
Saturday was a great day.
An October, early November day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful.
I can always go by the dogs. We have 2 old dogs, and the nicer it is out, the more they want to stay out. When it's hot, they're like, all right, just open that door. We're going back in.
That's right, going back in. Where's that AC vent? Where's the kitchen floor? Where's the fan?
Oh, we had one of those. Ours don't do that now with the vent. Now, they're little guys, so they cool off pretty fast. But we had a big Samoyed, big sled dog with a big old coat, and he would always lay on the blower, always lay on the AC vent every time on these hot days.
I have a small in front of the fireplace downstairs. So you've got tile in front of the fireplace, marble, whatever it is. I have a fan. It's not a big fan. It's just a little fan.
Right.
Snowflake, after we've come for a walk, she just walks in, sprawls out on the marble, and looks at me like, please turn the fan on. And you won't hear if you do that, you won't hear from me for at least 3 or 4 hours.
That's a good. Well, they got the nice nap sound along with the cool floor and the nice breeze. Yeah. That might work for me too.
Yeah, it sounds nice.
Except for the hard floor part, I might need the carpet. Or
Dave Murray, please turn on the fan. Dave, there was a funny moment last week when I was in D.C. I was at the D.C. Open, a tennis tournament, and I was like, look who I saw right as I was walking out. And it turned out to be Dr. Oz. So that was interesting to see him. But I had texted to the guys. I was like, look who I saw right as I was walking out. And Andrew texted and said, why did I think it would be Dave Murray? It really made me laugh.
For some reason, as soon as she sent that, and this was at like 3:04, like I knew you were about to be on the show. I was like, why did I think it was going to be? I was like, oh, it was bad, but it's Dave Murray. It was Dave Murray at this Washington, D.C. tennis tournament.
That's great. Rich, you want to do some headlines?
Yeah, let's start by talking about kind of a striking study that just came out. Our word count has declined dramatically. And by that, I mean the number of words we are speaking per day. People are speaking far less than they used to, about 28% fewer words per day on average between 2005 and 2019. So it could be even less than that. And the reason seems to be is because we're spending more time alone, and we have replaced these small interactions like with cashiers, receptionists, bank tellers, with apps, texts, online forms, even like ordering at a fast food restaurant. You're cutting back on your words so much by entering that order into an app, and then you just pull up and say, hey, I'm, number 13 or what have you. So it's just very interesting to see this real world consequence kind of how we're going digital and spending more time alone. Like, we're speaking less.
I'm trying to make up for it.
Yeah, trying to drag the average.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it'd be like 5% as much if Kevin wasn't on the curve, making it 28% as much.
Look, I got to earn my keep, right? Like, part of the reason that they wanted me on the baseball team in college was that I could bring up the team GPA. So I'm gonna keep that up in this part. I'm gonna keep up our word count, man. I gotta go. Got work to do. I gotta have something that people can count on.
Have you got, Andrew and Wheels, have you guys seen Spider-Man Brand New Day yet?
Yeah, gonna see it next weekend.
Not yet.
Or this coming weekend, I should say.
Well, it just
Notice she didn't ask me. She already knew mine.
I had a hunch.
Dave was
Hey, guy
like,
who never leaves the house
"No."
for any reason. You seen this movie?
I can't believe you're not a superhero movie guy, Dave.
No, I'm not at all.
I am stunned.
What if Dave was like a secret, like Marvel super fan this whole time?
He's like, yeah, I won't see the movies because they're not true enough to the
Right.
comics.
Yeah.
Well, Spider-Man Brand New Day has just claimed the biggest North American opening weekend ever. Final figures put it at $360 million.
Wow.
That is past the $357.1 million brought in by Avengers Endgame in 2019.
I'm so surprised by that. Like, I just did not think this movie was going to make that big of a splash. I don't know.
Well, I think it's interesting because the Odyssey is already pushing $1 billion in box office. Might be over. It was $800 million by the end of last week, so it might have pushed $1 billion already. Spider-Man's killing it and is expected to keep killing it. Doomsday is expected to be a massive movie. Then you've got and Dune at the same time. It's a huge movie year, and it's funny because for all those years, people are like, what does it take to get people back to the theaters? Great movies.
Yeah, movies
That's what it
we wanna
takes.
see.
Yeah. Bring out the titles
exactly
and the
what it
people that, the actors, the titles, the stories, and the coolness of the big movies, and people will come see them.
And Tom Holland's got to be having a great summer.
My dude is
killing it.
How old is he?
Gosh, he's like 30.
Yeah, he's like a little over 30,
Is
I
he?
think.
Yeah, he might be maybe 31.
So he's going to be one of those perpetually he's 30. He's going to be one of those perpetually 18-year-olds.
I know. But I mean, he's got the Odyssey, he's got Spider-Man. He just married Zendaya.
Well, he's in Doomsday, right? Because Spider-Man's got to be in that.
That's going to upset a lot of people in trivia over the next couple of years when we start having to put him on the highest grossing actors list.
Oh, yeah.
And no one's going to think about him, but if he's not already on the top 5.
I mean, all of the
be in there
people
soon.
in the Avengers movies are on those lists because those movies made bank. Man, good to be Tom Holland.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a cool story. Stonehenge is going to grant rare access to a select few people. So this month, you could get 20 minutes inside Stonehenge per day, like for one lucky ticket holder per day. So basically, when you go see Stonehenge, you're usually standing behind this rope and you're only able to view it from the outside. But they are going to do a daily draw that gives an advanced ticket buyer time inside the circle.
Right.
So this is something that is...
I'd do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is something that's really
I think
rare.
we have a show field trip coming.
They're not letting us in there. Let's be real.
Come on.
Don't touch anything.
Usually to get this kind of access, you have to either be very famous, like Barack Obama and Buzz Aldrin have been inside of Stonehenge. Okay, I'll let them do that. I feel like they've both earned it. Or you could pay about $400 for a special tour, which is going to be kind of a hefty ticket for most people, right? Or if you come on the summer or winter solstice, then they allow you to access the circle. But on a given day, no, you're going to be standing behind a rope viewing it from the outside. So this is pretty cool that they're doing this all month.
Love it. I want to do it. Man.
Yeah, that would be really neat. And I'm sure they don't allow like flash photography or anything, but I bet you'd be able to take pictures with your phone.
So cool. I love that old stuff. Dave, are you like that? Are you into the big
Yeah,
archaeological things, the historical things?
Yeah.
I want to see Stonehenge. I want to see Easter Island. I also want to visit Göbekli Tepe in Turkey because that's supposed to be. It's a structure that's like 10,000 years old, like thousands of years before we thought people could build those things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's there. So
pretty neat.
Cool. All right, Dave, let's make plans. We'll all go.
Oh, okay. Sounds good to me.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.
It's 3:46. This time check is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we've still got delays on Highway 70 if you're westbound. Coming out of the city, of course, it's fine, but we're backed up from pretty much 61 all the way out to David Hokel Parkway where we had a stall in the, I think it's the left lane. It's hard for me to tell right now on the camera. Eastbound 70 is a little slow from Forestell into there. And then you've got these backups. Westbound worse than eastbound. Westbound 70 west of Truxton in through Jonesburg. Eastbound has a shorter jam up midway back to High Hill. We've had multiple crashes out that way this afternoon. Other than that, southbound 270 slow, 64 down through Manchester. Eastbound 64 heavy Mason to 270. Westbound 64 backed up Kings Highway almost to Hanley. South 270 is also a little slow at Tesson Ferry. And on the Illinois side, eastbound 64 delays 157, most of the way to 159. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Brought to you by Staples.
All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Tell you guys about Michael's Flooring Outlet. Couldn't be simpler. If you or someone in your circle of friends, your crew, needs new flooring, we have everything that everyone else does, except maybe a couple places like in Clayton and Ladue that are going to have super, super, super crazy expensive stuff. Now, if you want to go there and shop and take a picture of the SKU and bring it in, we can get that stuff in a couple of weeks and save you a lot of money. But you go to Lowe's or Home Depot or Lumber Liquidators or any of those competitions, they're going to have Mohawk, Shaw, Coronet. So do we. Same guy drops it off. We pay the same price. They mark it up. We mark it up. We just mark it up less, and we're a little smaller. So it's not like walking across Six Flags trying to find, Berber carpeting or something. When you need it installed, we're going to do it. We're going to do a great job. It just really is that simple. 3 locations, michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
St. Louis, are you ready to rock? AC/DC is bringing the Power Up Tour to the Dome at America's Center Tuesday, September 8th. Hear legendary hits like Back in Black, Thunderstruck, and Highway to Hell, performed live by one of the greatest rock bands of all time. Don't wait on tickets. They're still available at Ticketmaster.com. AC/DC, the Power Up Tour, Tuesday, September 8th. For more information, go to KMOX.com/events.
Celebrate the month of August with Zero Res and buy 2 rooms of carpet cleaned and get 2 rooms for free. Plus, take 20% off air duct services and products. Book online at ZeroResSTL.com and take advantage of the great savings.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose American AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
The radical left let crime and drugs pour into our nation, and they let biological men into girls' sports. But here in Missouri, if there's a problem, we fix it. That's why Ann Wagner's fixing the mess the radical left made and delivering for us. Wagner voted to ban biological men from competing in girls' sports, and she voted to fund the police and provide more resources for Border Patrol agents, keeping our families, communities, and children safe. And Ann Wagner didn't stop there. In Congress, Wagner passed the largest working class tax cut in American history, kept big government out of our business, protected our way of life, and ensured our communities remain safe. That's why Ann Wagner's endorsed by the Missouri Farm Bureau and Missouri Fraternal Order of Police. Vote Ann Wagner for Congress on August 4th.
I'm Ann Wagner, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Ann Wagner for Congress.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
All right, just a couple minutes left in this hour. We've got a special early edition of Redbird Rush Hour after the top of the hour news. Bernie Miklas is going to sit in for the hour, Matt Pauley as well. So the three of us normally do that on Mondays from 5 until 6. We can't do that today because that's when the Cardinals pregame is going to be on. So Cardinals game is at 6:05 tonight against the Yankees. Pregame is at 5:10 right after the 5 o'clock news. So we moved the rush hour up, so we'll be able to talk about the Cardinals trade that they made today and whatever else that might get done here in the next hour and 7 minutes, because that's how much time there is left before the deadline. If you missed it earlier, the Cardinals did make one trade. They traded with the Brewers, which is more common than it used to be, trading within the division. It used to be more of a kind of a holdup where teams, we don't want to trade within our division. Teams have kind of moved away from that. And from the Cardinals' view, trading with the Brewers is really not a big deal because you're just trading rentals. So May and Romero are free agents at the end of the year. So it's not like they're going to come back and bite you in the butt long term. The guys the Cardinals got from the Brewers are getting rave reviews from national evaluators, prospect evaluators, and analysts. So there are a couple of different places, but one of the tools that grades trades out there said it was a steal for the Cardinals and that their model rejected the trade because it was an overpay by the Brewers. So they got two young outfielders who can really hit. We'll give you the details in the next hour. So Bernie and Matt and I will break down that trade, and then we'll stay on top of everything else. This has been a wild day. There's a lot going on. The Cardinals have only made the one move so far, but there are reports that teams are asking about Lars Nootbaar. They're asking about Alec Burleson. Ryan Stanek hasn't been moved yet, and he's a free agent at the end of the year, so I would imagine he's going to get moved, but we'll have all that for you in the next hour.
Wheels, I know we only have 50 seconds, but what's the typical reason for not wanting to trade within your division?
Well, a couple of them. The main ones being you don't want to face those players and have them beat you, right? Okay. And because you'll get blowback from fans, and of course you don't want to lose. But then the other part of it is just kind of the rivalry of it too. We don't want to help them do anything good because we're rivals. I think teams have gotten a more business-like approach now, where it used to be more personal and their own feelings about it. And now it's a lot more analytical. And hey, if this makes us better, we're going to do it. We're not going to worry about any of that other stuff.
Makes sense.
So I'm going to give you some very straightforward, very simple advice. If you are thinking about selling your house at all, whether like something has happened in your life, a new job, a divorce, whatever it is, and you need to get moving right now, or if you're thinking like, you know what, it's hot as hell, let's wait until September, October, when the leaves are orange and the house looks great. Either way, do two things. First thing, go to the front page of thegelmanteam.com, put in your address. We will give you a number. We think your house is worth $608,000. And if you're excited or if you're pissed, either way, then give us a call and let us walk you through it. 314-336-1991. I have used the Gelmans myself. I've been friends with them now for 20 years. Great guys, amazing real estate agents, hard chargers. They really have your back. Great negotiators. That's thegelmanteam.com, 314-336-1991.
Certain restrictions apply.
Breaking news. Missouri will vote on Amendment 4 this August. Right now, a ballot measure passed